Hello, everybody. Let's do a quick check. Could I just get some audio from our lovely guests just to make sure that the buttons are going? Oh, look at the little lines working. I love it.
Some audio.
Thank you. All right. Hello, and welcome to Skyhammer Press and Green Ronin Publishing. My name is Merrick Moyer. My pronouns are he, him, and today we are going to be playing The Expanse RPG. Pretty cool. Yay. Pretty cool. The Expanse RPG by Green Ronin Publishing, written by James S.A. Corey. The books, you know, not the RPG. RPG written by lovely folks at Green Ronin. Yeah. And the adventure that we're playing today is called A Rock and a Hot Place. This is the winning scenario of the one-page adventure jam put on by the Expanse fan community. And some of these people might be in the room with us. So let's go around and hear a little bit about that. So Auden, if you want to take it away, could you please tell us who you are, what the Expanse fan community is, and what the one-page adventure jam is?
Well, I am Auden Lovely. I am a long-time role player, and professionally I'm a researcher, so that's not so interesting today. And The Expanse RPG fan community is basically a Facebook group that I created for fans of this game that we're going to play. And the jam was started during the pandemic as a way to try and further activate the community to give us more stuff to play and have fun.
Awesome. And how many have you run so far?
This was the third one.
This is the third one. Excellent. And where you said Facebook group, any other place that people can find that community?
We have an Instagram too, apparently. But
Oh,
no,
cool.
I also have there is a website, blog/website, expanserpgcommunity.com, I think. Yeah, so stuff that like this jam and other stuff I've made and other stuff from community members who have kindly allowed me to share it there. I publish it there. Lots of resources, character sheets, adventures, starship collections, stuff like that.
Many things for those who wish to play in the Expanse.
Exactly.
All right. Jesse, why are you here today?
Oh, apparently I wrote something that won a little contest that somebody did.
Congratulations.
No, actually, yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, it was a cool opportunity to just engage with the community that way, and pretty awesome feeling for somebody who's ran a lot of his own games to have the opportunity for somebody else to run something they've written, which is kind of weird, especially for somebody who's never really been published or anything like that. So it's kind of cool. It's a neat experience.
Good. I hope we can do it justice today for you. Before we move on, like, why this particular adventure? What was cool about this for you?
Okay, you hit me with the hard questions there.
Yeah.
We're on Oprah all of a sudden over here.
Tell me. Go deep, Jesse.
Yeah, right. Churn for everybody. You get a churn. You get a churn. You know, I would just I like to write. I write a lot, and obviously as a GM of my own system, my own stuff, I like most of us, I tend to do that a lot. But I like the challenge of it, the idea of trying to condense it in something into one page and trying to make it formatable and digestible for someone else to read and regurgitate also. And so I kind of got into that, and then when I was playing with the idea of it, I don't remember the initial spark of the inspiration, but it kind of just snowballed from there. And I did a little research on asteroids and things like that, and I took a couple narrative liberties and just had fun with it.
Well, I think it's a super cool adventure, and the people in the Expanse fan community voted it and liked it. So,
I was telling my partner that I was just happy when the first person voted. I was like, oh, cool, I got a vote, and I was cool with that. I was just like, that was somebody else got it, and then I think it was you, Auden, that made the comment, one of the comments on there, and I was like, somebody got it. Somebody actually read it, saw what I was saying, saw what I was trying to convey, and I'm like, I've accomplished the goal. And then it just got more interesting from there. So
awesome. That's super cool.
Yes, it is.
And Troy, our final guest today.
Hello.
Who are you?
Well, I'm Troy Hewitt from Green Ronin Publishing, and I'm the kind of outreach engagement community nerd guy. And, when we talked about this, I love this contest. I love what Auden does. I think that as one of the best community managers I know, and he doesn't even do this for real. Like, it's, I'm kidding, he does it for real. But this is, it's, as a fan-run endeavor, it's such a breath of fresh air. It's a very well-organized community. People are kind and they contribute, and this contest is just a real embodiment of that. And I feel like, in contests past, there have been sort of a special guest, and for you get me, but a fantastic adventure, and we just love to support it. Green Ronin is a big fan of Merrick as well, and this is just sort of like a magical community moment of seeing some people who are real contributors and then being able to come in and ruin it for you. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Forward to that.
Oh, everybody just throw this off the rails. Let's have fun.
That's right. Let's have fun. Right.
Yeah, and so To me, thank you, Troy. You're just such a natural at this hosting gig, and you pass it back to me with this beautiful segue. Yeah, and so I am a GM in on Twitch and with videos on YouTube and so on, and I run a game called Hellbreakers, which has 2 seasons out right now, which you can find on youtube.com/@skyhammerpress. Our 3rd season kicks off Monday, January 8th. And it is a game where I basically went, I love the Expanse, and I want to toss a little Killjoys and a little Cowboy Bebop into it. Let's go to a new system and do some bounty hunting. So, if that's interesting to you, go and check out our channel. Otherwise, we are here to play Jesse's game today. So we'll kick that off.
Cool.
Let me... just prep myself with my reading. Here we are. 2179 AL, Pinball, is classified as an exceedingly rare, precious metal-rich asteroid, and a recent collision with a larger body deflected Pinball's orbit sunward. The body is rapidly decaying, which makes it a fast-moving treasure chest for those willing to risk the dangers of intercepting it and staying on long enough to reap the rewards. Hogan Heavy Elements and Materials Alliance has contracted the Dream of St. Clair and its crew to intercept Pinball, mine the hell out of it, before it combusts in Sol's coronosphere 72 hours later. But that is not this group. This group is the egg-cracking Pashangwalas aboard the pirate ship the Time Dragon, getting ready to jump down to Pinball. For you 3, there are only 2 ways off this rock. A ship that you don't own, or to click your heels and jump real high. So, Jesse, thank you for writing that lovely intro.
So surreal.
It's really, it's amazing. Inspired.
So, here it is. You're looking down at this asteroid speeding towards the sun. The doors are open on the Time Dragon. You've got to get down there. And the 3 of you are readying your jump. Who's going first?
Olai is he's not afraid of much, so he'll probably just jump the moment it's open. The moment
Nice.
the green light comes on, he'll just Geronimo.
All right. Can you describe Olai for us?
So Olai is very tall, even for a belter. He is probably about, well, I don't know, close to, if not more than 2.5 meters. Like, he is massive, tall, but sinewy and strong. Whatever vac suit they have made for him, it doesn't look like a normal vac suit. It looks patched up, and there is duct tape at places where there should normally be duct tape. And he's got 2 massive sort of gauntlets things, you know, his knuckle dusters, and he's probably got one of those old leathery kind of flight helmets, like from First, Second World War kind of thing, underneath to sort of protect him, and got one lying around there somewhere, and so he basically just jumps.
Nice.
All right. So the Time Dragon has fired some grapplers at the asteroid. You are holding on, like, just barely. You have this tiny window, and you leap out as basically it's come into view. So go ahead and give us our first roll. It's going to be difficult. It's a hard thing to land. I'm gonna go in first. Let's start with hard. And you want a dexterity free fall, probably?
Or jumping.
Jumping's good. Jumping's good for me.
I've got jumping.
Unfortunately, your strength is not going to come into play for this particular maneuver, but let's see you land.
All right, so you want me to use the dex, but I can use my jumping focus.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so that's that's a double 6 and 6 on the drama die. 2, so that's
Wow.
14 plus 5, so 19.
Incredible. All right, 6 on the drama die. Let's pop the churn up.
I was just gonna
Nice.
say, I jinxed us.
Yeah,
Bring
it's a beautiful start. A beautiful start. All right, graceful, gorgeous. 6 on the drama die. No like additional trouble. Like
Inspiring
described
the others.
inspiring. Okay, yeah. You got it. You got stunts. You wanna give people a little bit of a bonus on the next?
Yes.
Oh, we've got a call from the chat for the churn dance. The churn goes up. If anybody watches Hellbreakers, that is a staple for us.
Love it. And we all have to do the churn dance, though, right?
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
turn
you
some
kinda do.
butter, and here it is. All right. Did you want to describe how beautiful you look as you hit the asteroid surface?
It's gonna be a superhero landing.
Oh,
It's, I mean, forced because
The whole like fists and everything.
yeah, but it's like I'm driving it down because there's not much gravity or momentum. I'm not, it's not gonna go that fast. So it's drama.
yeah. It is metallic. This asteroid, heavily metallic, and so your mag boots are able to secure you enough that it's able to support you. So you hit, and you can sort of look back up and see the other two go. And so who's next to jump?
Oh, I think Slow Zone Henry over here is going to do it.
Nice.
They call him Slow Zone Henry because he doesn't let anybody forget that he was in the slow zone when the behemoth hit the brakes real hard. He saw a lot of terrible things that day, and he's rather vocal about it. But yeah, he's gonna go ahead and take a leap next.
Okay.
So dexterity freefall, you said?
Yeah, and if there's any physical descriptions of your character you'd like to add as well.
Yeah, I mean, so it's kind of hard to tell when he's in a suit, but
Yeah.
if you saw him outside of it, he'd look like your average belter. He's a little older, in the upper 50s, wearing his age well, and pretty physically bog standard belter.
Okay.
If you can get stereotypical with it. Nothing too crazy about any of that. Mostly just his demeanor that sets him aside from everyone else.
All right. So yeah, give me let's see your graceful landing. Because Alden, was there a specific stunt that you wanted to go with to spend?
No, I've not looked at them. I would just like to, if I can, spend some of those stunt points to give the others a +1, or if you're kind enough to give them a +2.
I'll say first person to jump gets the +2,
Okay.
and then second person to jump gets the +1.
Nice.
I'm very happy with that. So
Yeah. All right.
Well, I rolled a 1, a 3, and a 6.
Ooh.
So you go ahead and chalk that one up one more dot, and
Love it.
that
Churned
comes
it
out to a
too.
13.
A 13. Okay. And so the drama die was the 6?
Yes.
Okay. So you leap out, and you are going down, and you're just a little bit close to one of the grapplers. And do you, like, you're in free fall. Do you try and grab? Do you try and, like, dodge? What? How are you getting as it gets close?
What I imagine is that we shot out these grapplers, and they attach to the asteroid, and we're kind of like when you jump out of an airplane, you have a little hook on it. Except when you go out, it causes tension and makes your parachute pop. Here, we're more like using it as a guideline.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So I would imagine if he's going, one's been fired, he's jumping on it and going because we're all,
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
hurry.
Cool.
So he's just gonna probably just grab a hold of that a little bit deeper, maybe secure it a little bit better. Try to make sure he doesn't get knocked off course.
Okay. So as you are sort of like grabbing this a little bit more tightly maybe than is a good call, You fail the roll, and we go with our hazard roll. We've got not terribly bad. I only rolled a 9. So what's your toughness?
Toughness is 4 with armor.
Yeah, solid. We're gonna say that like as you're grabbing onto it, like it's high tension, but you spin around it, and let's say you get just like a little bit woozy, a little bit sick. No injury though, because I didn't roll above a 10. I might have given you something cosmetic at that, but
that's fine.
so I'm assuming you've got the fortune to soak that.
Yes.
Okay.
How much damage again?
The total was 9, and then minus your 5. Yeah. 4 fortune.
Minus 4. So 5. Yeah.
Okay, and so you get down, and your boots like slam in and lock into place. With 2 on the ground, the time dragon starts to send down a little bit of your gear. The vacuum shelter, and like a case with rations and so on. Those slide down, and you're grabbing them as you go. Let's get... I'm going to say that the vacuum shelter might be a little bit difficult to manage. And so I'm going to want a roll for one of you to try and sort of grab that without it detaching or damaging in some manner.
Well, I'm big and strong, so I can try and catch it.
Yeah, I'd say that a strength one for this might be good, slowing it yourself if you want to catch it that way. Yeah. Not too hard. Let's call it a 13. Challenging.
Yeah. There's no focus for this, so let's just hope my strength is enough. So that's no doubles this time, but 12, 15.
Oh, solid. You snag it, you've got your gear. You begin to clear the area, and we go to our final pirate. Troy, could you describe your character as you are leaping from the time dragon?
Yeah, so I am Mick Chandler, and people call me Mick Chandler. It's one word, and I am I'm tall, I'm gangly, I'm not super strong, and I'm not super smart. My communication is horrible, but I have great accuracy, and I can punch someone in the face. So great dexterity, and I'm kind of dressed very simple. I will probably, because of my great intellect, want to simplify things around me to match the smoothness of my brain, and so I will be wearing all black because I just can't. It's just too complicating. I like to keep it simple. So that's me.
All right. You are still going to get the +1 from Auden's
Nice.
fantastic roll up front.
I was wondering.
Yeah. And so you can go ahead and make a dexterity free fall to slide down this grappler and get to the asteroid.
I rolled ones.
Ooh, all right.
Ones across the board.
3 1s?
Yes.
I mean,
I wish I could.
what was that? Was that Dragon Age that had the epic churn?
Wow, this is my day, friends.
This is,
My day.
okay.
I love this stuff. All right.
So when you saw Slow Zone Henry go down and he kind of gripped it a little bit tight and kind of went a little bit wild, you tried really hard not to do that, right?
Yes.
Oh, well, you didn't hold on hard enough.
And that'll be it. See you, friends.
And so Henry's a little bit loose on this, and let's roll for some hazard. Oh, well, I rolled better, so the dice are really going with this story.
Nice. I love it. I love a good narrative.
We got a 19.
Oh no.
Well, here we are.
So what's your toughness?
My toughness is. Hang on 1 second. Sorry. It's 1.
Oh God, 18. And how much fortune do you have?
20.
Oh, that's incredible. Okay. So you don't actually hit an injury.
Okay, good.
You're just gonna be there with 2 fortune left. So
Okay.
because you rolled a 1 on the drama die and because there was a failure, we'll say that you are injured, but just not in the mechanical sense.
Sure. Okay.
So
More emotional.
yeah, you've got that bruised ego that's gonna really hold on to you for a while.
Right.
So you're loose, your hands are off. Do you come loose? You know, with a triple 1, I got you. You gotta come loose, right?
I think so.
Your harness has
Honestly,
got
I
to
do.
break, and so you
Yeah,
are. It snaps, and you are shooting down towards the asteroid, and you hit it and impact and bounce a little bit, and now you're floating upwards. So,
Nice.
what's the
Winded.
solution here? What are you all doing as Mick Chandler might float off into space?
That's not good.
Yeah, I'm imagining I'm winded and I'm, still trying to be like, what? Where am I? As I'm floating upwards. And what's the kind of surface look like? Do I have any sort of stalactite mite sort of looking stuff, or is it just my body print and some dust?
Yeah, it's a small asteroid, and so it's mostly smooth with like a bit like you're gonna be like grabbing at this.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So
There's that scene, inspired moment. That
I am
scene when they're
picturing
running through the
Elias
Rocinante.
yeah,
grabbing that box, right? All of that cargo and kind of manhandling it.
nice.
At the same time. So I think what Henry would do is he'd grab his lanyard, snap it onto one of the straps on the package that Oli is managing,
Okay.
and just and then take a jump up into the air to try to grab him.
Love
using that you as an anchor in a way.
I think that's fantastic.
There's
It's
enough
beautiful.
mass
It's
in
awesome.
the gear, hopefully.
It's a heroic moment, and I'd say, Alden, just based on Oli's strength, you're a good anchor, and we'll give Henry a +1 for this. Like, if you're cool assisting.
Oh yeah. This was kind of what I was thinking, but this is better.
I like it.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you want me to roll for that?
I feel like it could almost be an accuracy, but because we've done dexterity freefall so many times, but it is a maneuver in freefall, so if you want to go with that, it's totally cool, yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. I've got let's see here. I've got 5, a 4, and a 4. So for a total of 16 with 4 stunt points, and it sounds like somebody's saying we're really quiet.
Yeah, we got... Let's do a little bit of adjustment here. Whoa. Whoa. There we go. That should get you a little bit louder there, Jesse.
Yeah, so 5, a 4, and a 4, and that's 16 with 4 stunt points.
Oh.
What do you think would be appropriate table for that?
Let's do an interesting stunt. An interesting stunt.
Well, I don't know if there's actually anything.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think it's more like with style sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so-
All in with style.
And so you grab and you get a leg, and you're able to drag McChandler back, solidly place, and the three of you have arrived on the asteroid. And so you have your
Nobody with any injuries.
yeah, pretty good.
That's surprising.
That's pretty, yeah.
We'll say that you've got, kind of like bruised ribs sort of thing. So like Troy, you know, play that up. You got hit when you hit the
Yeah.
when you hit the asteroid. But you take stock of your spot. The time dragon blows the cables and sort of slips on by, continuing off, and your asteroid is just spinning. You can see starscape above you. You probably turn enough at some point to see the angry sun coming at you.
Beautiful.
And if you wait long enough, you will eventually see the torch of the incoming Dream of St. Clair. Still, you know, 2 days out, you have enough time to set yourselves up, hide your arrival, gather the cables, roll them up, get your vacuum sealed, shelter set up. You got comms between your suits, so you can take it away and let me know how you spend your next time preparing for your piracy.
I think I'm going to be a little rattled, knowing how closely I came to the end of it all, and just be kind of, that was almost it. That was it.
Which it would prompt old Slow Zone Henry to be a little pedantic and just like,
What was that? A little pedantic
What was
and
it?
rich?
this is always it. It's always when we're almost dead. We're almost always there. You never
This was
know.
almost all it. All done.
One thing's going fine one moment to the next.
I'm
Boom.
flying up into space.
You're flat.
This is the beauty of living in space. Always on the edge.
Let's
Always
get to
on the
work.
precipice. Okay, let's get to work.
Okay.
So we're getting to work.
You're getting to work. The vacuum shelter is not, you know, terribly hard to set up. It's older, and it only needs to last you a couple of days, so it's not like they gave you top of the line equipment. They're also expecting to just leave it here. You're not going to take it with you. So you probably have to do like a little bit of patching here and there, double checking all of the seals. You have a basic toolkit in case you need it. You have food and water rations for all of you for 4 days, which is generous. That's more than you need because Pinball's going to hit the sun in 3 days. And you have 5 days of air supply each. But once you get your vacuum shelter set up, you can all head in. If you trust it, you can take your helmets off and get some food going.
I trust
Yeah,
it.
who can make good?
Could I just check it over real quick? I think Henry doesn't always trust in the validity of the equipment he's using. He likes to put his hands on it first.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make an intelligence engineering.
It's a 14.
What's the drama die?
Oh, 2.
2? Okay. So you check it over and it looks like everything has sealed well. You are in a good situation. You're not losing any air. Your heater is working. You look like, you know, it's going to be rough, but you're not going to have any troubles.
All right, it's probably fine. Until an hour from now or so.
I mean,
Well, I
hopefully
trust your
more than...
assessment, Slow Zone.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's get some grub.
Yeah, let's get some cable out.
So you pop your helmets, you get out the kibble, begin to, you know, take off the nerves, get a little bit of relaxation. I picture this, this vacuum shelter as having you know, a little window that you can peel back if you want to see the stars on the top. Lovely camping. And did anybody bring any entertainment, any music or anything that they might be enjoying right now?
I have a feeling that Mick Chandler would be very into just not very good at it, but singing, and dumb enough to just do it whenever, like just any bored moment. I'm filling the space with a song of our people, but I'm not going to sing it real, but I'll sing it, you know, in the world. So yeah, I don't know that it's horrible, but it's probably not your favorite.
Is it like a drinking song?
Yeah, I think that's one of the many that I have in my repertoire. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think if it's like a kind of a belter anthem, I think Henry would join in on that.
Nice. I love it. I love it.
Ulai would do the drinking.
Beautiful.
I love it.
That's a little flask with some Ganymede gin or whatever.
Nice.
I'm not rolling suspiciously. What are you talking about?
I was like, what? I was like, can I see? No.
All right. And so you get your dinner, you have your drinks, you're singing along, and you can settle in. Like the ship's not expected for 2 days. You have time to prep. I mean, does everybody go to bed? Does anybody like go out for a walk or anything like that?
I mean, Ulai is not the smartest or more. He's quite young. He's not the smartest or most experienced of the people of the crew here, but he's seen enough, you know, movies to know that you should get the lay of the land. So
Yeah.
He's probably going to go out and try and identify, most likely incorrectly, where this whatever ship is coming. You know, the inners, where the inners are going to come and get, you know, mine. So he's probably going to try and figure that out. So he's
Nice.
probably going to go roaming for a little bit.
I like it. All right,
I'm
so
gonna do the same. I'm gonna follow. I'll just follow you as we do. You know, given that we've worked together before, I'm pretty assuming that we don't have a lot to catch up on, and given that I'm a kind of a quiet guy, I mean, in this game, I'll just kind of silently kind of walk with you and survey the surroundings.
So when, you know, inside he is singing, outside here I'm probably going to be humming and oohing and awing at the starscape. Because Ulai has a wondrous sort of streak when it comes to the stars and the beauty of the cosmos. Annoyingly so at times.
Yeah, I love it.
all right, so that sounds like an advanced test to kind of zero in on the most likely area and kind of like perception, survival almost, or intelligence, science, if you were looking more for mineral deposits and like pulling on that info.
I don't know. No education to speak of. No, nothing of that. He knows the minerals exist, so most likely perception. And
Looking
he's
for
not
the
most
shiny bits on the ground.
Yes.
What do you think about perception?
big
searching?
flat area?
Perception searching works, yeah. Yeah, and so both of you can make rolls against that. Jesse, what is Henry doing while these two go out scouting?
Well, I think Henry is going to prepare for the inevitable. He's a bit of a survivor. You know, he's seen some stuff. So he's going to hunker down and mitigate his oxygen usage, mitigate his water usage. After the expansive singing we just did, he gets a moment of kind of clarity. He's like, gets grumpy, and he's like, I'm going to stay in here and we should meditate. He's like almost bipolar in the sense where he's just like very joyous one moment and then like grumpy as hell the next moment, about the idea that we're burning up oxygen, even though he was just belting probably louder than everybody in the tent.
A grumpy old man.
Yeah, exactly. So he'll sit, hunker down, and then after the guys leave, he'll start tinkering on something, trying to make it better, probably.
Okay. Sounds good. What do we have for rolls for the scouts?
So I rolled with my 1 in perception and no focus, I got a total of 17. So I'm very, very lucky. Double 5s and 5 on the drama die.
Oh, wow. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, Troy, can you answer? Do you know, are these dice, official dice, are they loaded?
Yes, they're loaded
those
for
are
you.
loaded.
Yeah. I'm using my blue rose.
Nice.
And of course, I'm gonna up the turn to 3 as we're in a new scene. Just
Of course.
reminding myself. Okay, so 5 on the drama die. That is fantastic towards that. You definitely succeed. You make progress, and we're filling up the bar. This feels actually like the sort of thing where you could like pay dirt stunt and say, like, you know, you found a mineral deposit that seems really likely, and even if they didn't find it, maybe you know that there's a really good one.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, I mean, as long as they don't land too far away, we can, of course, steal equipment and, you know, head over here. Because we will have lots of time, of course.
Of course.
I'm up for that. I'm up for
hours
using
with
it.
the oxygen. Yeah.
Yeah. And Troy, what did you get?
I rolled a 5 and a 3 with a 6 on the drama die.
Oh, okay. We'll get that churn up to 4. 5 and a 3. You got a 14. Oh, plus whatever.
Perception is 2, and with my focus of searching,
Nice.
I feel it feels good.
Yeah, really solid. So 6 into the advanced test, and I would say that as you are sort of searching around, you notice that there are some like unstable pockets on the surface, like that there might be faults in the rock, and
Sure.
if they've done their due diligence, they're not gonna land here. So you can like sort of cross out some areas of unstable
Nice.
ground.
Okay. That's awesome.
All right. And then, Jesse, as you are tinkering with some equipment, everything seems to be in pretty good working order. I'd say without a roll, you'd still be able to like make some things a little bit more efficient and just spend some time doing that. Anything else anybody wants to do, or do you continue with the scouting and try and figure out the best spots?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what I'm
we've
doing.
had food, and we have to go back at some point to sleep, I guess. But
Sounds good. Alden, so if you want to go ahead with the third roll.
yeah, so can I use the same again, or should I use now a different test? I don't know how you rule that in advanced tests.
I'd say that I would increase the difficulty if you're using the same thing, or I would leave the difficulty at the same if you want to roll something new.
And the difficulty was 13. Was that what you put it at?
Yeah, I did a challenging one, so 13 is where we're sitting.
Well, I'll try. I have no intelligence, but I'll try the sort of more educated guesses things. Like, well, there's shiny bits here, and this is a good mineral deposit, so I obviously know what I'm talking about. So where is similar? So I'm gonna be, what they do, triangulating and stuff, which I don't know how to do, but I will still try and use my intelligence.
It's like,
I have improvisation, so I have the talent in improvisation, so I can do this without any bonus.
all right,
Smart.
go for it.
And so it's my turn now. Triple
Yes.
ones.
Oh.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I passed it on. My gift to you. Oh
Thank you.
gosh.
And so I'd say that, you might have like some survey maps on your oh man. I'm sorry?
Terminal.
Terminal, thank you.
Terminal, yeah.
I was like, pad, tablet, slate. Which sci-fi are we in again? Terminal. You might have had some of these downloaded on your terminal, and you cannot make heads or tails of these. Like, it's not even Greek. It's something worse. It's not something you are familiar
Uniform.
with. Yeah, you're like, oh, I can't. And you spend, we'll say, an hour or two kind of going in circles and not being able to peg any of the landmarks to any of the notes on the map. And
Yeah, I fail miserably.
yeah.
But I'm probably quite satisfied that I've done stuff.
All right.
Feeling good about it, yeah.
So let's go with McChandler. Are you able to nail down the likely landing spot?
So I'm doing the perception searching because I really have nothing else to do that will work here. But I rolled 2 1s and a 6 on the drama die, so I was just like, "What in the?" Yeah. So, yikes.
Okay. So because it's the same one again, we're going with a 15 for difficulty. Do you succeed with your 8 plus?
not.
No, I was like, hey, you got a plus 7. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you didn't. The churn's not going up because, you didn't succeed. You haven't recovered your fortune yet. We didn't really do that.
Yeah.
You had your.
So I've got 2, or should I?
Yeah, you've got 2, so you can't modify the die right now. I was thinking like, oh no, you had dinner and stuff, but it wasn't really like a long, like an overnight sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, the day is coming to an end, and you're not certain. You've got a couple of like good ideas of where they might be landing, but you're not sure yet.
At least I'm not floating off into space, I guess.
Yeah, that's a positive. However, we come back to Slow Zone Henry, and you are still in the vacuum sealed shelter.
Yeah, he would be hanging out there and just being a curmudgeon.
Okay. So what I'm gonna have you do is make me a. I don't think I've ever called for a perception touching test.
Okay, yeah. That's definitely one I don't think I would have ever actually chosen for a focus. So we'll do that one with that one.
Average difficulty, you just need to hit an 11.
Yeah, so it's a 12 with 2 stun points.
Nice, okay. And so you feel a little bit of a shift underneath your body, and you have enough time to wrestle your helmet on before the ground beneath you begins to give way.
Okay.
You can feel like you've set up your vac shelter.
We've set it up on some kind of void or something.
Yeah, and just enough of the movement and time, something is shifted, and you can feel it moving. You're about to lose atmosphere, but because you succeeded, you can wrestle that helmet on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Grab some gear and try to get out of there. Extra oxygen and water, probably primary.
Mm-hmm.
Just in case the whole thing's about to go into something deeper.
Nice. And so you grab your stuff, head out, and do you do like the all of the steps to make sure that the atmosphere is contained, or you just like grab stuff and rush?
That's a good question. I like that question.
Sure.
I think that maybe in that moment, how sudden is this shifting of the ground?
Oh, it's picking up speed.
It happens pretty quick. I think
It's happening quick.
He's gonna grab tanks,
Yeah.
and like a bag, and just shove them in, and it's just he's not gonna wait for things to equalize, or he's not gonna try to unpressurize the shell. He's just gonna go.
Yeah. And so you grab as much gear as you can, and you head out, and you don't like do the repressurization and everything. So the atmosphere behind you just like is sucked out, and the vac shelter slams down to an equilibrium, and you can see the ground underneath, kind of like the moon, like the asteroid dust, sort of like sliding a little bit in towards it as it it's like there's, you know, a 6-foot void underneath, and it just kind of and the vac it's weighted down enough that it begins to slide a little bit. We'll have our other two pirates sort of like crest a ridge and see this happening. It is sliding down, and it could get damaged if you don't save it quickly.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll kind of forcibly plant everything on the ground next to me, in like a shove into the ground, and just kind of brace it for just a half second so it doesn't bounce back up in the air, and then try to snag it. I don't know how well I can snag it. I don't know if there's anything to really grab a hold of, but
Let's make a strength, and if we want the other two characters to aid, I'm gonna need some like running to get there quickly enough. So let's get running first.
Jumping?
Yeah, jumping. Don't jump. Don't jump.
Real high!
Oh no, I can't get down.
I do have just a quick point over. I'm curious about something. We talked a little bit about bringing sort of a out off the beaten path object. I don't know that I shared mine.
No. What did
Yeah.
What did McChandler want to
Bolo.
bring? A bolo.
Yeah, that's just sort of my hobby, because I have such great, I'm good with the pistol, and my accuracy is pretty good. So I just wanted to share that, just in case folks were wondering what I might have wrapped around my waist.
Sounds good.
did you want a might check on that, or just straight strength?
I like might. Yeah, I'm good with that. But let's see if you get some helpers first. So let's get McChandler and Olai to roll to see if they can get there in time.
Yeah,
So
what's
would that
the
be
so we're
Dex
doing
or Constitution? That's usually running, isn't it? But or strength or
Yeah, I'm
Dex or-
thinking like a sprint, and so I'm good with strength or dex, with running, and it's gonna be pretty hard. I feel like I want Henry to try and do this on his own, so we're gonna put it at 17 for you to get there in
yeah, wow.
time.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'm 13.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 13. Well, then we'll
Look like Molly Cobb
yeah,
over
I'm
there.
14.
Okay, so you're running as quickly as you can, and Henry, slow zone Henry. Let's see what you got. Can you pull this up?
So I rolled strength might
Yeah.
in my old Roll20 expanse character sheet here, and I got a 6, 4, and a 6 with a might focus of 2, so 17 with 6 stun points.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, no, you grab it,
Wow.
you hold it, you pull it back up, and you're dragging it out, like pulling the heater, which is like a dead weight for you as well, and you're pulling it out of this hole as your two compatriots arrive. Ooh, everything just got like a whole bunch
That's
bluer
that's
here.
old men.
It really
stubbornness
did.
right
Yeah,
there.
it got really intense. You're like, this is what happened. I love it.
And so with and I will up the churn as well to a 5 at this point. You're able to recover the vacuum shelter. No damage to it or the heater or any gear that you were unable to grab in your quick scramble. And all you've lost at this point is, maybe 12 hours worth of air.
Right. That's not good.
Not so good, but it's
But-
not as bad as it could be. Could have been. So are we coming up on the scene?
Yeah, so the two of you are able to get in quickly enough that you can help and you can drag it out. So where do you want to set up your vacuum shelter now?
Somewhere around.
Yeah, well, exactly. Will I have done enough of the kind of mapping of the space so I can kind of pick us a less, a more stable spot on this rock?
Yeah, and so you figured out that area of fault areas, and you discover that, oh, hey, we set ourselves up here. Let's kick it a half a kilometer that way, and we'll probably be on safer ground.
Okay. Probably, he says.
It's always probably.
It's always probably, and it's probably pretty good. Okay, cool.
All right. So we will end that scene and up the churn. We're at 6. It's not that bad. It's doing great. And you can set up your vacuum shelter, reinflate it, double check all of the seals and everything, check the ground around, and settle in for the night.
Are we all from the same spot, place? Are we all Belters, or are we all, like, what's your... I wasn't sure I picked up on that. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, I think we're all Belters.
Yep.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure about it.
Well, nothing happens. Nothing happens overnight. You can put yourselves to sleep watching the oncoming ship, and with 8 hours, you can all recover. Well, Troy, you can recover 11 fortune.
Nice.
What is that? Yeah,
It's 13 for me.
nice. Yeah, 10 or what is it? 10 plus level? Wouldn't it just be 11?
I believe your con is involved.
I forgot that. Yep.
And you all fall asleep to my improvised poetry.
Ah.
Nice.
What are the-
We're a group of artists.
It's not very good. It's mostly
Not that we would
annoying.
know. That's supposed to be annoying.
All right. So, as you begin to stir in the morning, take care of nature's needs, get a little bit of food going, who would be the first person to sort of like look out?
Ozone,
feel-
I think. I'm
Yeah,
gonna sleep in, most likely. He's young still.
I feel like I would get up pretty early.
He sounds like a bit of a early riser and wander abouter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I would do. Is just get up early and grab a little, something, and then and very, suspiciously eyeball the world, given that we're on an asteroid.
Okay. So you go out and you sort of note the drive plume of the coming dream of St. Clair. And then it shuts off. You watch as it continues a maneuver and fires brighter as they're starting a burn, or they've apparently burned towards you faster than you were expecting overnight. They're doing a braking burn, and they're landing now.
Oh no! Yeah, I'm just gonna like turn. Am I out? Did I walk out of the? Yeah, so I'm gonna turn around and just do as fast as I can. Exactly.
You've got communicators as well if you want to let everybody
I'm
know.
gonna scream into the yeah. They're here right now.
Yeah.
Wake
Okay. Then Henry would jump up from whatever he's probably sipping on a bulb of some of Oli's whiskey, and he's gonna start grabbing stuff up and getting outside the shelter and verifying what this crazy person has just said to him.
Yeah, it let me see.
I'm not sure I trust them.
Let me consult the notes of the author for this particular adventure.
No.
And so,
Salt.
yeah, you can see roughly in the area that Olai and McChandler were scouting. The ship is coming in, and it fires down some grappling cables and begins to sort of like winch itself in, cutting the Epstein and bringing it down. It is a Grendel class freighter with sort of cargo pods along the side and so on. Medium-sized freighter, except that you can see some of the cargo space has been like converted, removed, and there are mining vehicles sort of like stuck there in the pods, and as they're like pulling it down, you can see the lights kind of like going around, and you can imagine the cameras looking and surveying, and just how much activity and business there must be as their thrust gravity drops, and they're all unbuckling themselves and getting ready to start mining.
Are you awake now?
Yeah, I'm gonna run back and well, I mean, I probably have stepped just. Can I see this from just outside the shelter?
Yeah, like we'll say that you're close enough that you can see it coming down. Yeah.
So are we sleeping in our? And I'm just wondering if our Sleeping Beauty can hear me and knows that this is going on, or is asleep and.
I assume he's been waking up with the screaming in the comms, and if Slow Zone sort of
Gotcha. Yeah.
cycles the thing out, he's probably. But I'm not. He's he's not convinced until he hears confirmation from Slow Zone.
Yeah,
But
and
he's
I
in
think
his
that confirmation would come fairly quickly as he dives back inside and he kind of kicks you. Get up.
The confirmation kick.
Let's start running out of this shit.
Oh, inners, man. They always come early.
Too much work ethic.
Yeah.
And he'll just start grabbing stuff and shoving it into, anything that's loose, and shoving it into a bag, and prepping this just like. I think he would even consider just cutting the shelter open, since we don't really need it after this, but it would, getting it decompressed. But I don't know if he would think about that.
You would.
You would, yeah.
We are not here just for the ship. We could pirate any ship. We want them to do most of the hard work.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so, of course, you all understand that the mission involves them doing a whole bunch of mining and you not being observed until then. Right. They're here early. They push themselves so that they would have more time to mine. And
that's more cash for us.
Yeah. But if they're sending out searchers or anything, a vacuum shelter might be a little bit obvious.
Yeah. How far away are we from where we were, where things kind of fell apart? There's like some kind of a hole or something that we can kick our stuff into?
Yeah, no, you were about a half kilometer away, so you could easily like go and hide stuff into there.
Yeah. What do you think?
Sounds like a plan. So
yeah.
I'm fully dressed now and stashed up.
Okay.
And, we'll probably start the procedure of filling the tanks with the air, so we don't give away the temperature and stuff. I know I'm not that smart, so you have to tell me that.
Well,
yeah,
I'm a dummy too, so it's on you, friend.
So was Henry like?
That smart.
Was Henry like ready to just cut open and pull the vacuum shelter apart?
He might. I don't. I'm balanced a little player knowledge and a little character knowledge here, in the sense that my player Jesse thinks that might be a bad idea, because you might release a jet of air that might or may and debris that may or may not be obvious to a ship that's looking. But I don't know if he would think about that. So I'd say he probably would just cut that open and just get it compacted as fast as possible.
All right. And so everybody is checking and double checking seals. Everybody is sealed in, and Henry pulls a knife and goes to cut it. Yeah, Jesse, you want to give us some more tests on the audio?
I'll give you a little bit more volume. How about that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, perfect.
Thanks, tech folk. Apologies. Does anybody try to stop him as he pulls the knife out to cut it rather than?
I'm inside still, so I hope you wouldn't do that.
We gave you time to.
I have the helmet on,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
the air. Yeah,
That's not really. You just shoot right out of the.
I would hit him too, because that's where the air would go.
I don't
where
know
he
if there's
is.
enough air pressure or space for that.
Yeah, it may not be that vicious.
Yeah, that dramatic, sure. Well, I'm
There's
going to
no
say.
pressure in space.
No, I meant like in the space, like of the,
Oh, yeah,
the
in
size
the
of a small
space.
shelter like that. I don't think there would be enough air pressure for an explosive decompression, but that magnitude. But
We need some atmosphere, so PSI is for us to not bloat. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But
But
not enough
yes.
to like fart you out to space. So yeah.
the question
Fair
being, who, as Henry pulls the knife out, does anybody attempt to stop him, or were we all like, yeah, this is a good idea?
I think I feel like we have done things like this before, and we know that there's quick action and get in and improvise and sort of do what we need to do around the person's plan, because fighting over oh no let's do this plan is a waste of time and we have none of it.
yeah,
Okay.
no, I probably wouldn't notice. I would probably hold a grudge, but I wouldn't try and stop him.
All right. Small hole for controlled release, large hole for sudden release and exit.
Oh, I think it would be like. I don't think it would take much, just enough to actually get the air to compress so you can start pushing this thing down. So
Sounds good.
probably no more than 6 inches or so,
Okay.
maybe a foot.
In case that becomes relevant later, 6-inch hole. And you've lost another couple of hours of air.
Yeah.
In case it becomes relevant later.
Right.
So you gather up all of your equipment and you begin to lug it over. Your terminals at this point, can have pinged this location, and so you can bring up little maps and you can see, the Dream of St. Clair has landed here, and you begin to see like a little bit of movement as scouting sort of teams are going out. So let's have a dexterity stealth just to set a baseline.
How stealthy am I?
Oh,
Woo.
sorry. I got a little excited.
I'm fairly stealthy.
I am apparently not in this endeavor, but I think I'm gonna try to assist that a little bit by burning a little fortune. I rolled a 1, a 3, and a 3. I think I'm gonna push that 3 up to a 3, or that 1 up to a 3,
Okay.
and just with 2 points of fortune and try to push that 8 into a 10.
So you have to spend 3 fortune to turn the die to a 3.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And churn goes up because you modified a die.
Yep.
And so what's your total?
It would be 10.
10. Okay.
And 3 stunt points if that's actually good enough, but I
Okay.
don't think it is.
And what have we got for other people's stealth?
Well, I rolled a 5 and a 6 with a 5 on the drama die.
Ooh.
Not shabby.
And your third die? What's your total?
Yeah. So it's 5 and 5 and 6 with a 5 on the one of the. Yeah. Sorry about that.
There
So
we go.
Yeah.
I only heard 5, 6, and I'm like,
I know. Exactly. Sorry.
Yeah, you got lots there. And then your dexterity is like +3, right?
It is +3. That's
Yeah.
right.
Big numbers. Auden?
So similarly, big numbers. So 17 and 5 on the drama die, and a double 5. So
Ooh. I feel like with those particular stunts, you make up for any lack of skill that Slow Zone Henry might be suffering from in this particular moment. And
Burdened with, yeah.
yeah, let's just see. Oops, sorry. Hang on. All right. So you make it back to the area that had collapsed underneath you, and you can see this like small void, and you can start sort of like putting some of your gear down there and making a little storage area. Looks pretty well hidden. What do you do next?
I think we should scout.
Yeah. That's
See what's
what I was
going
thinking,
on.
too. Get the lay of the crew and what they're doing, and if they've got any surveyors going out, or if we have to worry about them coming around sniffing around our stuff.
yeah, so we need to look out basically,
Okay.
figure out how fast they do the work, and yeah, okay, fair enough.
So if you're working together as a group, then let's pick one person to make a perception seeing, and everybody else can contribute a +1 bonus.
What's everybody's perception?
I'll be contributing.
I just have a +2 to perception, no focuses.
Yeah,
so
mine's,
you're better
mine's,
than me.
mine's
We're all-
2. My focus is searching.
So we're all pretty even on that one, I think.
So which character feels like they take the lead of, all right, they're going this way?
I think it's Jesse's character.
I was just thinking the explorer over here would be the one to do that. But
Auden, I mean, I'm
but
good with whatever.
Henry will poke around his head over a rock. Let's see here. It's got a 4, a 3, and a 14 with a perception of 2. That's a 14. A 4, a 4, a 3, and a 5. Perception of 2 and a 4. That's a 14.
14
Plus
total?
the 1 from each of you guys, I guess. So that's a 16.
All right. Beautiful. And so what happens, and where are we at with music? Hang on. So you begin to see that there are a couple of groups going out. You see a couple of trucks. A couple of mining rovers. And you count 6 sort of crew members in these rovers around the ship, sort of prepping where cargo is going to be coming up. You see people with survey equipment, and because you rolled high enough in the opposed roll as well, you do see one figure in like an armored vac suit, sort of walking the perimeter. What was the value of your drama die? If you
5.
recall. 5? Excellent. And so the armored figure who is walking the perimeter definitely has like a military look to their movements, to the way that they're checking things and looking back at the ship, and the sort of like manner in which they are searching.
Okay.
That one goes first.
It's
I'm
not a
grinding some
terrible idea.
rocks with my knuckle dusters. That's grinding rocks on the side. A challenge.
Just
And you said there's 6 more of them? There's that one and 6?
correct.
Some mining rovers.
But those are the 6. They are miners, or are they also like soldier types?
They do not appear to be soldier types. You can't see from this distance whether they are armed or not. The patrolling one clearly is, with the weapon like ready, and that seems like a ridiculous thing to do, right? Nobody's gonna be on this asteroid hurtling towards the sun. This person is way too paranoid, as the 3 of you are watching.
Yeah, right.
This is not fair. There, why?
But yeah, the other sort of 6 crew members, they are in 4 rovers, sort of like going around, and like you see one of them just suddenly stop, and like jets of like rock dust begin to shoot up as it's like cutting and digging, and they've started removing minerals.
I have an idea of the what the land or what the surface of the asteroid is, where they are. Is it pretty stable, or have they done that kind of already? Do they already know what's stable and what isn't, or am I in a position to know more than they are?
Yeah, let's see how well they did. Let's pull up their... Yeah. We're gonna go with that character.
This music is doing it for me.
Oh, good. Sirenscape,
Get me right
everybody.
into this. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
It looks as if they have not done as much surveying as you particularly have. They look like they're cutting it a little bit too close to the dangerous are on this surface right here.
Okay. Are they walking around on it like they don't know, or is the ship just on the edge, or that kind of thing, or?
More like the rovers are heading it towards it. The ship looks like it's safe, but the yeah, it looks as if the rovers don't catch this, they might lose 1 or 2 if they mine in the wrong place. So they're not taking that into account right now. Gotcha.
I'm just gonna say, these dummies, they're right on the edge of falling into. They're gonna create a huge crack in this asteroid and fall to the bottom of it.
Well, we can't have that. We're gonna lose money.
Or can we?
You want them to be efficient right now. You want them to get as much on board as you can. Maybe later you want to reduce their numbers that way.
Fair.
If we how would we let them know, though? Like, how would we tell them no?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Is it gonna split this whole thing? Is it gonna make it hard for us to get there?
Yeah. What's the severity of this? Do I not really know that? Is it hard to say?
I picture it kind of like a crescent, and so you're kind of at the bottom of it, watching them, and they're spreading out, sort of in all directions. And so one group of them is hitting this sort of like crescent area of bad ground, and so you've got we'll say like two rovers going north and east, relative, are fine. And then the ones going west and south, like south is kind of coming towards you, the west ones are kind of in danger.
Is there something we could do to? They're headed that way. Is there a way that we could, disrupt the? What do we have in our supplies that would potentially show them how the weak area that they're about to step into without showing them?
Well, depends how unstable it is. I don't. So this is just venturing a hypothesis that any one of you guys bringing a rifle or SMG or something,
have a
bit
pistol.
more punchy than a pistol, because that could maybe they won't hear anything. And,
I mean,
as
sure,
long as
yes,
we
I
can
did.
hide, and as long as they can't see the muzzle flash, we could maybe break it up at the distance. But that requires marksmanship that is beyond the capabilities of Olai.
Yeah, and to put it in perspective as well, they're working in shifts. Like, you've got hours worth of time to come up with a plan, to go out, to do something, or just to sit still and sort of gauge how well they are progressing. You don't need to like figure this out in the next 15 minutes and enact a thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
No, and also because they are the ship is landed, or is it just tethered?
The ship is landed. They are going to bring ore directly up onto it.
Yeah. So and this military figure, as we are sort of observing at the distance, is that person who sort of patrolling all the way around including the ship, or mainly the area where there are sort of the activities is going on?
It looks as if they are monitoring the area around the scouts, the people, not necessarily the ship. And to clarify, yes, the ship is landed, and there are grapplers coming from the ship, securing it to the surface. Yeah, this scout, like, if you were to take a wide berth around the area that they are operating, you could get to the ship and bypass this person.
Question is, how big of a crew is it? We don't know that yet. Well, we know that how many people and rovers are out.
Well, how what's the maximum crew for a ship like that?
Ooh, good question.
Can't top of my head is. It's been too long.
And let's see if your character knows it. Go ahead and make an intelligence, and if you have anything that would relate to shipbuilding or ship maintenance, things like that.
I would think it would just, I mean, just as a life experience as being, on ships, I think would be the only thing that would really lend to that.
Okay.
But that's an 11.
An 11. That'll be enough. Grendel class are fairly common. And now I know that we have it here. Hey, look at that. It's great when the authors include a page reference. That's just a shout out to you, Jesse. Good job.
Page references are good.
Oh no, we might need to edit it though. Grendel type freighter, Ships of the Expanse, page 22.
Is it off by one? I may have been off by one. Oops.
Yeah, we're in ship honorifics.
Wait, maybe I used the wrong tag. It's possible.
You know what it probably is? It's probably 122 is what it is. Yeah.
Or
it's 122. We missed
122.
That's all it is. So standard crew on this sort of ship, 8.
Oh, so yeah, then no.
But
then
that's
there's
the
only
crew
really
running
like
the ship.
2 more.
Yeah, there is definitely the possibility of a couple more people. Like, a ship can handle more people, but running the ship is 8. So you're looking at, you're not looking at 20 people.
Okay.
But like 12 maybe?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And what percentage of the 12 of them would you say that there were 6 or 7 of the military? Okay.
So you're seeing 6 people operating and 1 military figure. So you're seeing 7 people right now.
Got you. Yeah, I'm good with vehicles in general, and I'm thinking about like what do those rovers look like? Are they opened? Are they closed? Is it clear? Is it obscured?
Yeah, so they are. Also in Ships of the Expanse. Let's go take a look at this.
Let's do it.
Shout out to Ships of the Expanse.
Right?
Magnificent book.
Love that book.
Yeah, it has the extra vehicles in the beginning, doesn't it? The rovers and stuff. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great book.
Yep.
Here we go. Mining rovers. Heavier duty versions of the standard rover that are used for surface mining on asteroids and moons. Huge grinders tear into the surface of the moon or asteroid and suck up the material into large hoppers that are located in the back of the rover. And so I would imagine that they have a sealed crew compartment, but then the crew also has a vac suit on just for that double layer of safety when working with heavy machinery. But it's like, you know, a truck driving around, grinding into the ground and pulling stuff up that's then going to be brought back to the ship, and then mechs are going to come and they're going to take the thing off the back and replace it with a new hopper. Then they go back out.
Part of me is feeling like, what if we took them over, put on, you know, somehow blended in with them, did some of the work, and then be that much closer to getting this ship off this rock.
Are all of the rovers being used?
Yes, currently 4 rovers are being used, and they have split up one at a time. And like, so you're looking in, and basically there's a driver in it, and then there's a surveyor walking. Like, maybe they're more of a foreman type person, and then there's somebody who's fiddling with the ship, getting all of the stuff ready to go. Each truck looks like it only has 1 person in it, but space for 2. Probably
And
space
everybody's
for 3 if
looking
you were.
pretty sharply dressed. I mean, are they looking like they all shopped at the same outlet? For
Yeah,
those supplies. Yeah,
they look like a well-funded Earther crew.
yeah, because we do not look like that.
I can't blend in.
Right.
Ula
Can you
is
see the-
way too big.
Well,
But
He's doing the
there are
calculations.
some
like,
tethers. There are some tethers. Could climb, sneak up on them to get into the ship through some other airlock higher up. You take a mining rover and you basically do mining, and when we think there's enough, we
we get out.
charge the ship and get out of there. And I'll just sneak aboard and
Yep. And profit.
well,
All
there
right.
is that. We should at least wait for one ship. I mean, assuming now, no, Ula is not that smart.
Oh, it's hard to
But,
play
I
the
mean,
character.
well, no, okay. So he grew up on a ship, so he will know about shifts, of course. So
Yeah.
and they came early, so they want to stay longer. So that means that there will be at least a few more shifts of collection of stuff. So we have time.
Yeah. Yeah. How long have we been hanging out here, and how much oxygen are we carrying in there? Is it 5 hours worth out of full tank?
So you had 5 days of air supply,
5 days of air supply.
5 days of full air supply,
burned some of already.
and you've burned, call it about a day's worth.
Okay.
You still have 2 days before this asteroid hits the sun.
Yeah.
And by
Yeah, but
hitting
does
the
it get-
sun, you mean becoming impossible to survive on the surface.
Yeah, correct. You will die sooner than it hits the sun.
I was gonna say, yeah, it becomes problematic for us a little bit before that. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 days, and then we have to be off. Okay, fair enough.
Is that it? Is it 2 days until we have to be off, or is it 2 days until it hits? And
Yeah.
We have a day and a half.
There is a point on your terminals ticking down where it's like, you pass this area of the solar system and you're not surviving. So
Yeah.
we can call that, let's see, when you landed it was 72 hours away, and so you've done a little bit under a day, so we can call it, we'll just say 48 hours for ease. Like, that is the no return moment.
Point of no return. Yeah.
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 So it sounds like you just kind of want to wait, see how long they do one shift. You don't want to reveal yourself about the like triggering the fault lines or anything. You don't want to engage with the military person yet. So let's see how long one of their shifts are and what progress they've made.
Yeah, I think we should observe a shift. That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Okay. And so it looks as if they're working, like they begin pulling up minerals and then bringing them back. And you do see those two people who were back at the ship, like hop into mechs and start moving stuff onto the ship and replacing empty things. They go back out. This goes for about 4 hours. And then you see a rotation happen as 2 new crew members come out and 2 of the truck crew members rotate off. And it looks as if they're going to be working constantly and giving people sort of a rest break every 4 hours, rotating through those sort of 2 people. Although you don't get a rest break every 4 hours because it's 2 people that go away. You get a rest break like every 12 hours.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So, in that sort of 12-hour shift, 4 shifts, it looks like they have filled up about, doing math, not a quarter of their capacity. They haven't been that efficient yet. I'd say above an eighth, though. So if they continue at this rate, they'll only fill the ship up about halfway before they need to get out of here.
Then how close are they to the weaker spots? Are they still kind of moving slowly towards it, or are they,
It
how
looks,
does that factor into the...
yeah, they're moving closer towards it, so it definitely feels like if they get effectively a good roll, they'll get closer to it. They might hit it in the 3rd shift if they roll really well in the 2nd shift, but they will definitely hit it in the 4th shift.
I'm making sure to relay this to everybody, so we're all kind of factoring that in as a countdown to adventure.
Mm-hmm.
So if we hit them, if we go over there and make ourselves known before the 4th shift, that will stop that from happening, and then we, after we've taken control, can redirect them to not go there.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a way to get anybody who's off shift out and not hanging out inside the ship.
I mean, if you're working a 12-hour shift and you only get a 4-hour break, you're probably not interested in going back out.
Right. It had to be something pretty spectacular.
It would be, yeah. So, it's a good time to take a little bit of break, stand up, stretch, go to the washroom, get some water, let it roll around in your head. Your characters have watched one 12-hour shift. There are 3 more of those basically before the ship has to leave. This is good. Everybody having fun?
Oh yeah, you're so good at this, Merrick. Really,
thank you.
truly. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you everybody for watching right now. We are going to go to a 5-minute break, and we'll be back shortly.
Just call me and we'll see what's up. If you feel like you're down, just call me and we'll see what's up. If you feel like you're down, just call me and we'll see what's up. If you feel like you're down, just call me and we'll see what's up. If you feel like you're down, just call me. Just call me. Feel like you're down. Feel like you're Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Until that day, till all are one.
Just call me and we'll see what's up. If you feel like you're down, just call me and we'll see what's up. If you feel like you're down, just call me and we'll see what's up. If you feel like you're down, just call me and we'll see what's up. If you feel like you're down, just call me. Just call me.
Hello, everybody, and we are back. If you're just joining us right now, we are playing a game called A Rock and a Hot Place, a scenario for the Expanse RPG. This scenario won the one-page adventure jam by the Expanse fan community, run by Odin, lovely right there. The adventure was written by Jesse Akins, right there. And joining us from Green Ronin Publishing is Troy Hewitt, right there. And my name's Merrick, and I'm running the game. If you are joining us right now, I don't know where you were for the last 90 minutes. Was there something more important? But our three Belter pirates have landed on an asteroid nicknamed Pinball, as it is hurtling towards the sun. It is a mineral-rich asteroid that is currently being mined by an Earth corporation. And these three foolhardy folks are hoping to hitch a ride and cash in on work that they didn't do. Oh, got a dork. Oh, we're good. So, you have observed the operations for 12 hours now. You've seen that they are they're giving people breaks, sort of like rotating through every 4 hours. There looks to be you've seen 9 individual people. The crew of the Dream of St. Clair is probably not much bigger than that, based on your understanding of the Grendel class freighter, and you know that they are moving in a little bit of a dangerous position. Also, that they're not, although they got here early, they're not getting as much as probably anybody hopes, as in their first quarter of time, they did not fill a quarter of their hold. But, you know, mining's a risky business. Sometimes you just don't get the good stuff. So, as we head into their second shift of 4, what do you do?
I feel like the timing for this is is the third shift to kind of get things really moving. I'm just I'm concerned. I want the ship to be empty, so that we can just drive up in it and take off. Why can't anything be easy?
Yeah, we need a setup here, because they're moving towards the risky area. That's how I understand it. So, but they will come there slightly later. Isn't that a good time to sort of rush in?
So they'll be there. They might be there by the 3rd. They'll definitely be there by the 4th.
Yes.
Yeah.
Depending on how well they mine that area in their second shift.
Yeah. So that means that we could maybe.
You're muted, Jesse.
I am.
Now you're good. I thought you said something. I thought I saw your mouth move.
I was trying to temper my voice so I didn't overtalk somebody.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry. Continue, Odin.
Yeah, so I was just thinking maybe we should just try and set up as Troy said. I think that's a good way in. Like if we set up around that area, maybe is that. I mean, it might be a bit of a trek then, but we can stop them just maybe with timing. You know, assuming perfect timing, we stop them just before. We stop them.
Naturally.
We take over. We take over the rover just before everything goes to shit, or just after.
What if we wait for them to have an accident and respond, and then they're all off guard, and we
Chaos. Yes.
take control
So
then?
we kind of lie in wait until they reach that soft spots, and then engage based on how many of them we risk losing rovers. Do we care about that?
I mean, we're in the win. I mean, we want maximum profit, of course. But as long as we get the ship, we win anyway.
That's
we gotta
right.
have profit. Yeah.
We don't want to burn up in the sun, so yeah, there's that.
Because that's loss, like most definite loss. So
Yeah.
The OPA will truly feel that they have lost some of their best and brightest
Some of
if you
the
burn up with the
best.
sun.
Uh,
I feel there was a certain level of sort of sarcasm there.
I don't
Yeah, I don't know.
The universe above you goes,
The inner voice, the inner monologue.
They love us. This is a high risk mission. Of course, you can only use us. We're the best of the best.
That's right.
yeah, I feel like we're almost, like there's one guy on our ship that just was like, okay, bye, you crazy people. Never gonna see those guys again.
I hope they burn up in the sun.
Oh,
So what do we want to do?
looks like we lost.
Trapped in mirth.
Yeah, we lost
Uh-oh.
Odin for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're back.
Oh, there you are. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know if you got my
I
question.
like the idea. Of
We did
kinda
not get
waiting
your
for them
question.
Oh yeah.
Do
what
we
was
have
it?
any mining equipment?
Do you
Us?
have any mining equipment?
I don't
No.
have any.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Okay.
So what? Do we have some trepidation, or I wouldn't use that word. Do we have some worry, some bother about this, or should we go ahead and sort of frame this? Oh, I wanted to know too, as the lay of the land, looking down at the mining operations and all of the stuff that's happening. Is it pretty craggy? Is it pretty are there places to hide and kind of slink about?
Yeah, I would say that it was more of a smoother surface. However, as they are doing their mining activities, they're carving trenches and cutting holes, and it's creating this area where there's a lot of spots where you can run hide sort of thing.
Okay.
And that's if you take the direct route. And there are challenges to that, but there are certainly benefits. And it's faster. If you take the long route on the outside, you're probably only expecting that one sort of military scout to be catching you, and they are not always on shift. They have to take breaks too.
Okay.
Because the question is also, should we split up?
I don't think we should.
Because there is someone aboard the ship. There's probably a pilot that needs.
True, very true. And if one of us if we wanted to encounter the military attachment, I'm good with pistols. But sure, how can we take that guy out?
I just show my knuckle dusters, my massive
Fair
gauntlets.
And my mitts.
And he's dead. You're muted, Jesse.
I am. Why don't we just shoot them?
Yeah, we could just shoot him.
Yeah, if you're good at shooting, you should be my guest.
Look, all three
good,
of us
yes.
are shooting at him. If all three of us are shooting at them, one of us will hit.
Stands to reason. Why not all three?
Supports you, yes.
I like that idea. Are we talking just shoot all of them from a vantage point, or are we talking?
I
in
thought we were
pockets
talking
of-
about confronting the scout.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, if we. I mean,
Well,
so
Yeah, but taking out the military attachment, the army, the one-person army here, outside the ship may not be the best idea if they get a signal of if they are loyal to the company anyway. And inners
Yeah.
usually are, aren't they? They're loyal swines. So
yeah, they are.
then the ship will take off, and then because we need to be on the ship. Cannot be a prolonged brawl outside here.
What if we dispatched the military attachment and one of us put on his suit?
I mean, we could do that if we fit.
Fair point.
Won't fit me.
I would say that this person who is walking is average enough that I would. Jesse, you said that Henry was.
Pretty bog standard belter.
Yeah, you said standard belter. We know that Olai is way too big, and then Troy, how did you described?
Yeah,
standard belter?
like tall and kind of lanky, you know,
Yeah, so I'd say
stretched out.
looking at this person and sort of gauging them against whenever they walk by a vehicle or some of the other people, you'd think that maybe it would fit Slow Zone Henry.
Are they wearing? Is it power armor they're wearing, or is it?
No, just armored vac suit.
Oh, okay.
But so are we, so everything is good.
And so yeah, exactly. So is the mechs that they're using are in constant sort of use, or are they kind of waiting for the rovers to come back full of stuff and then unloading?
Yeah, waiting for the rovers.
And how many were there?
2.
I see where you're going with this. Ripley moments, yes.
Are you
Right,
taking over a
exactly.
mech? Is that what you're asking?
What was that?
Are you thinking of trying to take over a mech?
I'm thinking, what if we did? What if we took over a mech as part of our getting to the ship, and what if we posed as, you know, I keep thinking of infiltration, but I just don't know any other way to sort of do this without alerting every person and losing the ship and burning up in the sun. So what if we, you know, got the mechs, and as the rovers were coming back, dispatch the rovers, with the mechs, get on the ship, punch out whoever's there, and off we go.
Yeah, I think we should just get on the ship and just wait it out there.
Aren't there people on it?
You know that
Just link around it.
Yeah, you know that at minimum there's always 2 people on the ship because of the way that they work their shifts. And you have seen 9 individuals at this point.
I suppose they could be sleeping between their shifts.
And they're filling up the cargo hold. I assume so there's places to hide in there.
Mm-hmm.
So we could just hide until they're done.
Yeah. And
I
then
like the
just
straight
go through
shot.
them methodically and just... Yeah.
One by one, yeah, I like it.
3 against 9. Yeah, I like it, mods.
Yeah, we got him.
I mean, the other thing is, you can, you know, get yourself onto the ship. They can load stuff, and as they're going out for their last mining thing, be like, well, we can give up that amount of mineral and those people and leave. If
that's kind of yeah.
If you are the type of pirates who don't mind these people burning up in the sun horribly.
The only thing we have to make sure is that they don't lock down the drive.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, that's it.
If we can't,
So maybe
if they find out we're there before we take control of the ship, then they take over the drive, and it's going to take. If we push it to the end, we won't have enough time to get through their security.
That's true.
So that means once we board, you, our technician, engineer, gadget man, you go down to engineering to ensure that we have control over that, and I support our pilot man, and we
ETF
run
vote.
through.
Get up to the flight deck.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any. I think I feel like we would come to terms with the fact that there's going to be a contingent of us that are burning up in the sun. That's just going to happen.
Some of these people do not make it.
Yeah, but it won't be us. Right, guys.
So, if you're waiting for sort of some more developments and so on, the second shift, they've definitely picked up their pace. I rolled very well, and they put away almost double what they did in their first shift. You estimate that they probably have about 400 tons worth of mineral on their ship. It's about 40%. 40%
Good
at the
haul.
50% mark.
Well, when do we want to do this then?
It does, based on your assumption, it does look like they are going to move into the danger zone on the west at that point. It's the danger zone.
Let's let them fall into the hole, cause a ruckus, and
Then
be on
they
the ship.
leave the ship, we go in and take it. So yeah,
That's
I mean,
right,
This is
yeah.
smooth flying.
They're doing all the work for us, literally, on every angle.
So we need to basically get close to the ship.
Yeah,
Oh,
to be
yeah.
in position, you could take the quick shot directly across right now, where you're more likely to be noticed. But you have more cover if you were to get into a firefight. Or you could start early and take the long walk around where you're less likely to be noticed, but you also have very little in the way of cover. Call it like a 6-hour walk.
So if I'm looking at like kind of the best way for us to go, can I use perception searching to kind of get that sense, or like the best case based on geography?
Yeah, I'd say that you could do kind of like a survival style thing, or you could do tactics if you had some sort of like the military thought of planning a route. And I would say if you succeed at that roll, you'll reduce the difficulty of the stealth tests, sort of
Okay.
like going through that middle area. So let's call it hard. If you can hit this 15, then the stealth tests on the quick shot will be easier.
Let's do it. So that's 5 and a 2 with a 4 on the stunt dice. 14 with perception and searching gives me. Did I do it? I 2 more. Yeah, that's 16.
There you go. So you
Phew.
got it.
Nice.
Nice.
All right. And so, yeah, you are able to plot a course, like, say hit that trench, wait 10 minutes while this person is doing a loop, and then they get behind like another feature, and you pop up and you run, and you so on, and you
Serpentine. And
yeah, you feel as if you can get to basically the mechs fairly unobserved, as long as everybody moves quickly and hits their marks well.
He said
What did it-
ominously.
Was there a? Yeah, I know, right? It's starting to get sweaty. What's the bonus to stealth?
Dexterity stealth.
I was just wondering, what do we get a? Is
Oh.
there a bonus? Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So what I would say is, if you're taking the long route, I would have everybody do one test at probably opposed with the scout. Whereas if you're taking the quick route, I'm going to say 2 tests, flat difficulty. I would have made it hard at a 15. Let's drop it to a challenging for a 13.
Okay.
And I would say if somebody stunts pretty high, I could see that difficulty being dropped even more. And actually, I would say if you time it with with a possible catastrophe, the difficulty would be reduced even more. So if you wait for everybody to be distracted, difficulty would drop down to an average 11.
Amazing. We can still fail that, so yes.
Yeah.
What do you think? Should we go the long way or should we go the short way?
I grew up on a ship. I'm not one for walking.
Gravity's the same.
I say let's make it short.
I think so. It's just that's the target. Let's just aim.
All right. So we'll wait until the catastrophe, then go the short way.
Okay. So with
Let's hope there is a catastrophe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly.
it's true.
Yeah.
Right?
With bated breath and probably like at this point getting pretty hungry. You've been, let's see, we went through the first shift of 12 hours and then like, yeah, that's interesting. Anyways.
We probably definitely swapped tanks at some point here.
Yeah, had to have swapped the air. You're waiting and watching that sort of one Western miner being like, it's getting there. It's getting to the area. It's getting dangerous. And we'll see if this...
going, come on.
So
Die.
Come on.
what we're going to see is the military person on patrol at this point? No. They are on the ship.
Dang.
Now,
All right.
is this miner going to blunder into it?
Come on.
1, 1, 2.
Oh, okay.
And so you're watching and you're like, oh, I don't know about that. This is looking bad. And the mining thing is just crunching through. There's no sound, but you can imagine it tearing through all of this rock. And then suddenly there's just this, there's a plume sort of ejecta going up at all times. But suddenly there's a larger sort of like shift, and the ground underneath it caves, and the front of it just drops down. And like, I'm gonna say, from a completely thematic point of view, you see a secondary explosion as the not like an explosion, but like the air ejection as their cabin is punctured. With that terrible of a roll, like, they're gonna need to repair this. And so there's like a moment of shock, and you can almost hear them start to panic and talk over the comms as this person is I'm falling, I'm down, and the military person comes out and like weapons slung, and they're starting to run over there. The other vehicles like turn in, but then you see them kind of pause and then continue mining. Like, this conversation is happening like, oh, we gotta go. No, stay working. Get as much as you can. I'm on it. And both mechs begin to move slowly behind this person, going to, you assume, try and lift this truck out of this crevice. You got your window.
All right, let's do it.
Go.
And I mean, with how solidly that went, I'm going to say 2 stealth tests each, difficulty 11. Like, nobody is looking in your direction at this point. So, let's...
I got my roll.
Yeah, so if you... Troy, let's go with yours first.
Sure. Oh, so I rolled a 5 and a 1 with a 6 on the drama die.
Okay, so that's a success,
Yep.
and turn goes up by 1.
Yep.
And So that's your first round. That's you getting there. Jesse, what have you got?
What are we rolling?
Dexterity stealth.
Dexterity stealth. Okay. There you go. 5, 6, 3 plus
Yeah.
1 is a 15.
Nice. And was the drama die the 6?
The 3.
Okay, so no more turn. Auden?
3, 4, 5 plus 3, so that's sufficient. And the 3 is the drama die.
All right, so you have 3 successes. The 3 of you come down from your hiding spot, run, and hit, a good area where they have already mined. You're in like a sharp shadow from the lights around, and no additional activity. You kind of poke your head up, and nobody's looking in your direction. You made it. Now can you get to the ship without being seen? So, we're going to go.
Flipped.
Dexterity stealth again.
It'd be interesting with other people still working.
Yeah. All right, let's go the other direction. Auden, would you like to go first?
Yeah, so 3, 3, and 5. 5 on the drama die,
Excellent.
and plus 3 for my skill. So that's again above 11, which I believe was the target number.
Yep, you're good. Did you want to spend your 5 stunt points on anything?
But I haven't got the stunts up, so I think to maybe be inside the parking area, if I could sort of have a final sort of jump, so I'm already inside the ship,
Yeah.
in hiding.
I'd say that the cargo hold area, so there's the cargo pods where they're loading minerals and everything into, but there's also just a regular cargo hold area. We'll say that with your 5 stunt points, that's open. Like, they didn't seal it. It's currently in a vacuum, but you're able to jump up into it, and you're literally in the ship, not even in the cargo containers.
Yeah, that's amazingly exactly what I wanted.
Perfect. Jesse, what have you got?
I got a 4 and a 3 and a 4 for plus 1 for 12, and that's 4 stunt points.
4 stunt points. All right. So you also get successfully to the ship without being noticed. Anything that you would like to spend your stunt points on?
I would love to spend a point or 2. Let's put 2 in Justice Shadow.
Okay.
1 into Calming the Waters. Pull that.
Okay.
Turn back down 1, and 1 on Good Instincts.
Okay. Could you read those out while I change the churn?
Justice Shadow is gain plus 1 per stunt point spent on your next test during this encounter, as long as you remain unnoticed.
Okay.
Good. So 2 points to that, and so plus 2.
Nice.
And then Good Instincts, which is make a perception test using the appropriate focus with the same TN as the test you just made to learn about the most likely immediate consequences of the actions we just performed. In case there's something there we didn't actually see.
And what was what was the target number it said on that one?
The same target number as what we just did.
Okay, cool.
And then Calming the Waters would pull the turn down by 1.
Excellent. So churn's down to 7. And
Make that perception check.
yeah, let's make that perception check.
Which isn't great.
It's only an 11. Okay. Would you like to
But
modify
I
the
think
dice?
I'm probably going to modify that, yeah.
To get to an 11? Yeah.
Yeah. We'll spend. So I got a 2 and a 1 and a 4. I'll push that 1 up to a 4.
Okay. So modifying the dice, the churn does go back up, but you dropped it with Calming the Waters. Little bit of housekeeping, because there was housekeeping. Significant amount of rest. We're in our 3rd shift right now. I'd say that everybody can recover that additional sort of block of fortune. So that's pretty helpful for Troy if you're getting an additional.
That's what I needed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, you were all just kind of hanging out and watching.
One question: did you remember to increase the churn for my 5?
Uh,
drama die?
We didn't. Yeah, I guess. I was thinking like, how much did we spend for that? Getting in there is only like
okay.
it's like a 3. I don't think we don't need to go for
Okay,
that.
all right.
We're close though. Thank you. Good.
I know.
Good thinking though. Okay, so Jesse, you modified, and you bring yourself up to 11, and so you see, like, exterior cameras on the ship, and you can see that they are pointed directly in the area of this accident, of this event. And so somebody on the ship is monitoring there. That lets you know there is definitely somebody on the ship aware, but not aware of you right now because they're looking at the problem.
Cool. That's good.
Troy, your check.
Yeah, so I rolled 4 and a 5, and then a 4 on the drama die. So 2 4s, a 5 with a 4 on the drama die, and I've got I make it. I've got +3 with dexterity. So yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
Mathing's hard.
You're good. You get to the ship and you got 4 stunt points. Yes, Jesse?
Let me
Yeah.
rewind for just a second. I just realized I had that just a shadow, so that would have given me 2 on that perception check, which means I wouldn't have needed to spend the fortune.
Okay. You want to use it there, or do you want to save it for something? Okay, cool.
There.
I'll drop it back down to a
That-
7.
And that way that churn goes back down. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about it.
No, good.
I feel like I want to spend my. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying, then you get to keep your fortune. Fantastic.
Nice.
All right, so Troy.
Yeah, I feel like I want to spend my I want to stunt getting ready, like get my gun out and sort of be prepared in a way that is still not dramatic enough to alert anybody. So it's, maybe not elegant, but it is effective.
Okay. So we can do kind of like Jesse did with that bonus. Was that just you said just a shadow? Was that under infiltration?
Yeah, it's on
Yeah, it's the first one is the core.
Yeah,
first
there we
one.
go.
I had to get the list of stunts. I was like, where is my list of stunts?
Yeah, so Troy, if you'd like to do that, how many would you like to spend to get a bonus on your next test?
Oh,
If you spend all 4, we'll up the churn. If you go with 3, churn does not go up.
I'll go with 3.
Okay. So you get a +3 on your next test as long as you are unnoticed.
Nice.
The 3 of you leap onto the Dream of St. Clair. You're in the depressurized cargo hold. You can see everything here is strapped down. There is an airlock leading up into the ship. It is, landed, building style with the Epstein down below. And so you'd be climbing a ladder to get up into the sort of crew areas of the ship, which you can assume are still pressurized. And then there's also climbing down into the engine section if you're passing by all of the cargo areas. What would you like to do?
Well, I believe it was agreed that I was going to go to the engine room,
Right.
Mhm.
so I will make my way there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make my way to like what it's not the, I don't know, the deck or the wherever they're
Flight deck.
flying. Yeah, flight deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll. So should I join you up there? Because well, I assume that Slow Zone has told us about the cameras and that there is someone aboard the ship. So they're most likely then up at the flight deck, I guess. So
Would they be at the flight
I'll-
deck or would they be in engineering? That's an interesting question. Like,
I would think you don't put your CCTV person down there. I mean, depends.
and also maybe like
I'm making
you
a
wanna
lot of
be-
assumptions now.
Sure,
but,
sure, yeah. Well, I'm a pilot, so I would presume that they would want to have someone near the controls that say, "Get me out of here." Yeah. Okay.
So I'll be joining you then, Troy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okie doke.
So let's start with the long climb down first. Yeah, I mean, that's interesting because, of course, I'm thinking, like, you got up into the cargo hold. That's quite the interesting, exciting, heroic leap, right? Because I'm not picturing all of the areas below.
Yeah. When you were saying that, I was like, that's a big. It's like,
Yeah, right. Because
Tethers.
I'm still picturing a space opera thing where everything's on its side, and I'm like, no, we are in the expanse. It's set up like a building.
Other way, yeah.
yeah,
right,
but I mean,
right.
it can land on its side still.
It
Of course
can.
They do.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
So would the Grendel be on its side? Let's say it is.
I would think it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, let's say it is. So it's on its side.
For access for even the side pods.
Exactly. Easier to get the trucks to unload their stuff on it. So
Yeah.
we're on the side. Perfect.
Continuity important.
Yeah. And although the interesting thing is, since you're in microgravity, it's not like you're walking on those walls anyways. You go in and you just orient yourselves.
I was gonna ask. Yeah, that's yeah, cool.
Yeah. Space. Science. Okay. So we have Henry moving down into the engineering area, and you come to the engineering deck, and it is not sealed. You don't have a lock to sort of bypass. You get into the airlock sort of section, and engineering is pressurized. You can pop in. Of course, the actual systems themselves are all security sealed. So if you want to gain control of them, you'll have to work to bypass or hack. What are you gonna do?
Well, he's not much of a security hacker. But he does know how to use a computer. So I think we're just gonna go that way.
Okay. And so we'll make this one an advanced test, and we'll say that each test is about 5 minutes of work. And so we'll check back in with you to see how much you've...
Track. Sounds
Yeah. And let's say it's a freighter, and it's not... It doesn't have any security upgrades. So we're just going to have the advanced test be average. So you're going to need to fill up 10 with your drama die. And then the difficulties will be based on what you're doing.
Sounds good.
So why don't you go ahead and make this first roll now to represent, your first 10 minutes of going down and checking stuff.
We got an 11.
'Kay.
With 6 stunt points.
Nice.
And
All
the
right.
6 is the drama
Nice.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay. So churn up to 8.
Yep.
That's cool.
die. Sir.
It's the moment. And so,
It's happening.
sorry, you didn't stunt though, right?
I got it. What do you mean? I didn't.
Sorry, did you roll doubles?
I did.
Oh,
Yes,
I missed that.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
1 and a 6.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Well, you're almost already in as well. You got 6 out of 10. What would you like to do with the stunt points? You could probably...
Well, let's do a little high-tech hustle.
Yeah.
No, sorry, not high-tech hustle. Cover my tracks.
Okay.
Making it a little harder for them to tell that I'm doing this.
Okay.
It gives me a negative tier. -2 on. Gives them a -2 on all rolls to follow my trail on this.
Perfect.
3 of them. And I think we'll just push. Yeah, we'll push 1 into core good instincts again.
Okay.
And no, I take it back. We'll put all 3 in that, so I'll get a plus. I can only do 1. Never mind. I take that back. I will go with my original thought. 1 into good instincts, 3 into cover your tracks, and the other 2 we'll put into calming the waters, bringing the churn back down a little bit again.
Okay. So we've spent over 4, so the churn goes to 9, but you're going to calm the waters down to a 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. Audio's weird
Okay, just gonna modify this to a 7. Calm the waters. Managing that third act moment. Okay. Cool. All right. Now let's go with the infiltrators heading upwards. Now, Troy, remember, you have a bonus.
That's right. Yeah.
So,
So am I rolling for stealth, or if am I? What's the check here?
right
How
now,
do we stealthily cycle an airlock?
yeah. Right now, you're at the airlock, and there is no particular way to stealthily, like, you just kind of step
No,
through
fair enough. Yeah. Yeah.
and hope that there's nobody on the other end. So you
Yeah.
kind of you're looking through, and you're looking into a galley, and you don't see anybody.
All right.
I'm
So
with you
would,
there, by the way.
would perception? Yeah. Would perception searching help me out in this regard if I wanted to sort of get a sense of who might be hiding around a corner or
No,
under a table? Or...
we'll say that the lights are kind of down. Like, it's pretty obvious that nobody is in the galley at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want you to
Food.
waste your good bonus right now.
Yeah.
when
Exactly. Gotcha.
There's definitely nobody there. It's pretty clear.
Also implying that there's something more to come. Where
Yeah.
I need to be.
Always.
Right.
But
right.
when does it come?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So, and then that bonus only I get that bonus if I remain unnoticed, though, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So if you start like shooting your gun around, like, you're gonna lose your bonus.
Sure. All right. Well, we got to be quiet. Got to sneak in through the galley into the. I'm presuming the flight deck, or is that one level, or is it kind of another?
Yeah. So you've got the galley, and then you've got crew quarters, and then flight deck. That's the general sort of setup
Okay.
in this
Gotcha.
particular. Yeah. So
All
you
right.
cycle the airlock and step through into the darkened galley. It does light up as you enter on sort of like an automatic thing, but it's pretty clear nobody's here. You've still got your vac suits on, and you're sort of pulling yourselves through on the microgravity. And you can see, like, there's bulbs of drink and food sort of ready laid out. Obviously, this is kind of a setup of, like, you did your work, grab something quick to eat, go. Like, nobody's in here cooking right now.
I think I'm starving, and I'm gonna just grab a handful as we make our way through.
All right, so yeah, you pop your helmet off, breathable air, snag a little bit of earther food. What's Troy? What is your favorite type of food? Earther food.
Yeah, earther food. I probably would want to go as sort of protein rich as possible. Maybe the hamburger, or if they've got other kinds of meat. Kind of, that's probably what I would gravitate towards.
Okay, so they've got like some. We'll say that they've got burgers. They've got like vat grown meat on some like buns that have been rehydrated, and you're like, it's like a hamburger. Like a microwave hamburger that you get in a cafeteria.
Right, in a 7-Eleven or something. Yeah.
One of those ones.
Yummy.
Like,
I'll love it though. I'll be like, oh, a hamburger. I'm just gonna.
Really? Food?
I'm hungry. I'm starving. Grab a burger.
There's some spreadable mushroom cheese if you want that.
Oh, you gotta have some of this cheese. It's so good.
helmet off. Take a handful of cheese and all.
Cloud of cheese in the room.
And now we're tripping.
Oh no!
Cheese it expands. It's like easy cheese, and you just.
Oh yeah, yum.
Yeah.
I'm actually IRL hungry right now. That's good. Okay, so I'm eating this delicious torturous burger and making my way.
Okay. And so you continue upwards, and you can see that you're coming into the crew quarters, which you haven't seen the people who are not on shift right now. So I am going to call for a dexterity stealth test to move through this area, and this is where your bonus would apply, Troy.
Nice.
Okay. So I rolled a 4 and a 1 with a 6 on the drama die, and then +3 dexterity. 14.
Okay. 6 on the drama die, and you did succeed, so I'm going to up the turn to an 8.
Of course you would.
Oh, I love the turn.
We all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a 17, so that's a 4 on the drama die, doubles.
Okay.
So I would spend.
So before you spend, I'll describe something. As you're sort of like carefully moving up the ladder and heading towards it, you can hear somebody moving around in one of the cabins. They definitely haven't heard you. But at least one person is awake, if that changes what you're doing.
Well, tough guy. Should we let him mill about, or do you want to give him the old duster in the eye?
We let them mill about. We need to take the ship first. I can take care of these afterwards.
All right.
Point of order, did you put your helmets back on and you're speaking over comms?
Well, I'd put it back on anyway.
Oh, yes, I would have too.
Okay. Finished your burger.
To be fair, I did not think of that, and I am still thinking about that burger. I want to eat one right now, but
Troy
yeah,
knows
we
what
would've-
he's
we
doing for
would've-
dinner.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So you've got your helmets back on, you're resealed, and you're speaking over comms, so you can speak quietly to each other without it
Carrying.
potentially carrying.
His ass later. That's a good idea.
Yeah, taking later. We need to take the pilot. We need to take the ship, basically. We need to take the flight deck, and hopefully the engineering is in control soon.
Okay.
Well, I probably wouldn't know that, so I didn't say that. I don't know what he's doing down there.
Is there any chance of us knowing who that is milling about? Is it, or is it just we hear them and we...
Sure, you can like glance at the cabin and you can see that it is assigned to Sam Crichton and Susan Morosov.
Not likely the military.
Don't like
Okay.
names.
What was that?
I don't like.
I don't like it when they have names.
Like I eat food with a face. All right.
You got your
We-
vegan powers, Troy.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I was a vegan for a long time, and that was,
Ah.
but yeah.
Do we-
6 years? Yeah.
I was gonna say, do we have Scott Pilgrim fans here on the stream? That's very good. Okay.
Okay.
So you continue up to the flight deck? Okay. With the time to snag a burger and move carefully and quietly, let's move back to the engineering area and see how Slow Zone Henry is doing with this locking out of the flight deck from the engineering controls.
All right. I believe that's another technology check. So
Yeah. And so if you're doing technology again, let's increase the difficulty just a little bit.
okay.
So this was an average, so we'll pump it up to a challenging at a 13.
Okay. That gives me a 4 and a 4, a 2, and +3 for my intelligence and technology focus, which makes a 13 for 2 stunt points.
Nailed it. Awesome.
So I'll push both of those 2 stunt points. Oh, I can't cover your tracks again. I guess I'll just do just a shadow and get 2 more on my next test.
Okay, and then it was 2 on the stunt die, you said? You got 2,
Yes.
or on the
correct.
drama die. Okay, so you're at 8 out of 10. You don't have control yet, but over that little bit, you've made the progress.
I'll just call over the radio, just be like,
Now, remember, if you want to lock it out right now, you could spend 4 You spend 8 fortune
I could.
to modify your drama die into a 4.
I could. I'm not going to at this juncture.
Okay, just putting all the options on the table.
Right.
Because that would get the churn to a 9, and then we'd end a
yeah.
scene, and it would hit a 10, and I'd get to churn over. I'm playing 3D chess right now.
Right?
You really are. You are.
All right. So you've made the progress. You're getting past their securities and so on. You've almost bypassed it, and you know that you're pretty certain in the next 5 to 10 minutes you're going to be able to lock out the flight deck from taking control of the drive. Back to the folks hitting the flight deck.
Sneaky
Ninjas.
peeks. Yep.
Let me just see. The door is not locked.
Ah, nice roll. Okay, good. All right. So, is there anybody inside?
So, as you come up to ops, which is sort of the main deck that takes up, the entire width of the ship, you don't see anybody in there, but it is brightly lit and so on. You look up, and you can see somebody sort of like leaning back in a pilot's chair up on the flight deck. And they're kind of, not paying super attention to anything behind them. They're looking at monitors. Jesse, do you want to do the honors of describing Ami? Ami Wafa Masi.
I'd have to open up the adventure. I don't have it open.
So they are a belter. And the notes have them as
if I remember correctly, so she's the pilot, right?
Yep.
So she's clearly of Middle Eastern and kind of European descent. Probably short for what we consider normal as belters, right? She holds herself pretty well. She looks like she's pretty confident in her actions, except wait, hang on, my brain is remembering now. Is she one of the belters? And I just totally mixed that up.
No, you're absolutely right. We are belter, and we have her listed as intersex.
Oh yeah. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
See, I couldn't remember exactly how I had it written out in the adventure.
Yeah. No. All good.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I love it. It paints me a little picture, and so this pilot is there, just kind of in that, stereotypical cocky pilot slouch in the chair, right? So I'll get you to roll stealth again, dexterity stealth, this time opposed by Ami, to see if they notice you.
Is there a chance we knew each other?
That's an interesting consideration. If you stunt, yes. Yeah.
So I rolled 2 4s with a 5 on the drama die.
Okay, I like it. I like this opportunity. Oh, I rolled high. I rolled 665. So Ami, she definitely is gonna know that you're there. Let me.
Yeah.
17 plus her stats. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah.
Real quick, let's
She
out
doesn't
in.
notice me.
No. Okay. How much is your stealth?
18.
18.
18.
Okay.
So I think so anyway. So I got 6 on the drama die though, so that's the churn.
Ooh, turn up
6,
to
4, 5 is
9.
15 plus 3 is 18.
Okay.
So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 is what I got.
16. Okay. And so
Oh, but that was, I'm sorry, was that perception? That was perception, or was it?
that was
rolling on-
dexterity stealth.
Okay, good. Yeah, we're 16, yeah.
Okay. And so what do you do, Troy, that like grabs her attention? Or is it just like an accidental, like she's spinning the chair and she sees you?
I feel like we're rushing in, you know, and like we're just trying to, we're all hopped up on hamburger, and we're feeling my second wind, and I think I will have run in, and then maybe a combination of both. Like as I'm coming forward, she spins around or catches, you know, me in her sights,
Okay.
and I say,
Do you want to spend all? I'm gonna call it all 5, and say,
I do.
okay. You know what? Let's give it levels. Let's give it levels. So
Yeah.
if you spend all 5, she's a friend. If you spend 3, she's an acquaintance. If you spend 1, you know her name.
That's a good one.
But note, if you spend the 5, that hits the churn up to 10, and we roll to see if it churns over and we get a complication, a situation.
I feel like I can't leave the friendship on. You know, I feel like I gotta use it.
That's
It's,
right. That's right, Troy.
Yeah. I wish I was looking at chat. Chat. I feel like I am just smart enough that I would I'd be like, friend, you know what I mean? Like that. I feel like that's kind of my character's. And it's what Troy wants as well, because this is just a funny.
It's a
funny
fun
thing.
story.
But yeah, I'm gonna spend it on friendship. Yeah.
Excellent.
Sorry, turn.
Churn goes up to 10. And so, yeah, you're rushing forward, and like your boots, you know, scuff a little bit on the ladder as you're pulling yourself up, and she spins and she looks down. There's a moment of like confusion and recognition. We do get a minor effect as we churn
Okay.
over. And so
Everybody's friends show up.
Yeah, exactly. That person you left milling about in the
Didn't
hallway.
treat her nice last week. Last
That
time
is-
you were out.
that's what's gonna happen. Is that she's a friend, but she's holding a bit of a grudge right now. That is our churn. That is
no,
our
I
complication.
forgot about frenemies.
And so, and she looks at you and she says, "McChandler?"
What are you doing? It's so good to see you. Oh yeah.
What the-
This is.
What are you doing here?
You know what we're doing here. What are you doing here?
I got contract fly the ship. What you
Well,
you
Hey.
you and she goes for her gun and she's like, "You left me at that port."
Come on. I had to go. I had no other choice. It was against my will.
Do you know how long I had to pay off that debt?
Listen, we're
I'm
about to
working
score a
for
big-
the inners right now.
I feel like maybe you might want to shift your allegiance and amend your contract to something more lucrative.
Interesting. I like it. Give us a roll. Let's get some communication going.
My
So
communication is
I'm
not
still
very
hidden
good.
from her.
Yes, you are still
Yes.
hidden.
So I'm just trying to take my cues off. Was it Mick or Mac Chandler?
Oh, however, yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Mick Chandler.
hear it as
Just trying
Mick
to take cues.
Jagger.
Yeah, right. Old Mick Chandler had a farm.
So I'm just wondering whether I should, pull my gun to intimidate, or if I should just.
I do
probably
wonder what
back
you're
of that.
thinking. Like, what? There's a friend on board?
Okay.
Oh,
So
boy.
you would like to convince her to throw in with you.
Mhm.
So, persuasion, bargaining under communication, if you have any of those available.
I have my communication is a zilch.
Okay.
Same.
So
Good. Yeah.
Intimidation.
she says, what sort of deal do you have? What you trying to tell me? What you trying to sell me? And why should I not get on the communicator with the captain right now and get her come back and shoot you?
With the Earthers. Okay, listen. We can split this call 4 ways. Only 4 ways. Get a new ship. who knows what else is on here? I think that that's a pretty good haul. It's way more that they're paying you on this contract.
Okay. All right.
I
That's
think.
yeah. That's gonna be a lot
So
more.
this is when. So if that's this is when I sort of slowly float down behind her. So if she tries to click that that communicator, she will feel my gun or my fist instead.
All right. If you'd like to get into a position where you can get her dead to rights, I will need a stealth test.
Okay.
So dexterity stealth test.
Lots.
Yeah, pretty hard for that one. She is.
Can I
paying
help?
attention. Like, yeah,
Can I
just
help
keeping
by
her attention.
engaging her. Yeah. I was just because I'm just
Sure.
gonna say no. You really there is a better way.
No, here, yeah,
to get
here.
this.
Good, good.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah, you're sort of like, oh yeah, and then I'm gonna, just make hand gestures and get all excited. And honestly, it's easy as pie. We could do this right now.
All right. So, Odin,
say hello to Bagheera.
hello, Bagheera. What a lovely name. Let's call it a 15, but you'll get a +1 bonus from Troy because Troy is because McChandler is very specifically like anytime you're kind of in her peripheral vision, McChandler's like, no, we can do
Yeah,
this.
sure.
Yeah.
So
Make bigger
that's
yeah.
fine. 15 is fine. I got 14 on the dice, 2 5s, 5 on the drama die, and a 4. +1 from him, and then +3 from me.
Oh.
So yeah.
Nice.
All right. So she doesn't know that you're there, and you are in the position to get her dead to rights should you need. Jesse, are you trying to say something? I didn't hear you.
Nope, no, I was just
Okay.
mouthing wow. I'm just emoting at the situation.
Yeah, good.
Deal.
Okay. So Troy, let's get you to roll this.
Yes.
Splitting 4 ways is a pretty good
Lucrative deal.
yeah argument. So I'm gonna say for her being pressed into this job a little bit, let's call it, she doesn't know about him there. There's a situation. She's pretty smart. She's fast on her feet. Now, how much loyalty does she have? Putting that all into place, I'm going to say a 13. A bit above average. It's
Nice.
a challenging.
Okay. Well, so I rolled 2 5s with a 3 on the drama dice. So, yes,
You got a 13?
yes, I rolled a 13.
Ah, beautiful. And she
I feel like I
says,
need to take a picture of it because, like,
no,
that's awesome.
I love it. It's so good.
This will be for our social media. We'll post it up there as a see. I meant it.
Nice. And so you see her like run the numbers for a moment, and she says, you got crew of 3 you doing this job with?
Oh, I think we have a crew of 4.
I swore I'd never do business with you again, but you make a good offer.
There she is. Let's do it. Now, who is? We got someone in the quarters, right?
Yeah, she says, oh, Susan and Cosmo, they Susan might be a bit of a problem, but Cosmo fine.
Okay. What kind of a problem?
She a Martian. I think she done a couple of tours, but hang on. And she leans over and goes like click on the console and says, security lockdown, for their safety.
Nice.
Smart move.
Smart.
She hears from behind.
And she just whips around and she goes, what the?
All right.
Hello, friend.
Yeah. See, new friends all around.
All right. So we end this scene. We put the churn up to 11. We pop back down to the engine room. And let's see if you've got the control here. You don't know what's going on yet. Let's get your roll. If you're doing technology again, at this point I wouldn't increase the difficulty more. I'd say it's at a 13 still.
6, 5, and 5 for 5 stunt points and 19 total. That is 5 on the drama die.
You have full control of the engine.
Good rolls today.
Even if Ami wanted to lock you out, she could not at this point.
Nice.
All right, and so
Saw.
let's take a look at the progress we're doing. The ship. Where did I put my notes on that? They're all over. Here we go. So one rover down, how much did they do in their third shift? Okay, not bad. They loaded another 200 tons. So Ami can tell you that they are at capacity 620. She says the ship can hold at least another 400, but we getting close. We're almost crossing Mercury. As soon as we get there, we got to take off. And I tell you, if you want to make this clean, maybe we cut our losses. But if you want to get as much as possible, maybe we let them go another couple hours. I don't know though. Susan and Cosmo, they gotta go back on shift.
I vote go.
And you can be on comms as well, Jesse. Like, you can be in this conversation.
Yeah, okay.
A vote go. Engineering, what do you think?
Can I take a look and see how strong these engines are? Like, does it look like it's something we can push?
Let's see. Yeah, the engines push in what way? You mean like
How much of so if we're talking about loading it up to bear and doing a heavy burn, how long would is this engine, is this drive and everything kind of, does it look like it's in good repair? Does it look like it might rattle itself apart? Does it look like it's been well taken care of?
it looks moderately well taken care of. Like, it's definitely a contractor underneath a mining company, not like the mining company's ship. But it's not at full capacity yet. If they had made better rolls and they were going to go over 1,000 tons, then, maybe you'd be running into troubles. But if you were to go right now with your 620 tons, you're not considering any trouble.
Okay. And if we waited a couple of hours, it should be okay. It doesn't look like it's going to fall apart on us or blow a seal or anything.
Yeah, like if you
Okay.
gave them the whole 12 hours and they knocked it out of the park, they might go over capacity, but then they're going to be on the ship anyways, and you got a whole new set of problems.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want the captain and this Martian.
Yeah. And how close are we to the sun right now?
You haven't crossed past Mercury's orbit yet, so you have about 12,
Is the shift
13 hours. Yeah, the shift is just about to go over.
I think. Well, that's me. What would my character do? This is more Richard's. He's.
Oh.
No. Cliffhanger.
I need to figure out if Henry is keen on mass murder.
Right. Yeah. I'm kind of cavalier about it, but yeah, I mean, it's
I mean that's several years in a firing squad.
right.
Odin,
Odin, you're back. What was it you were saying?
I think Henry's
I
going to say.
was voting go.
Oh, okay.
I think Henry's going to say that we should probably try to let the crew back on, and then just lock them into a room where they can't come up and stop us.
I'm gonna look at our friend and say, can we do this without them catching, any sort of sense of what's going on? Like, they get into the rooms, we lock it down, we're out.
And she says, I don't know. It's pretty risky. The captain has all the security overrides. If we want to lock her out, then we got to reprogram the computers. And when she comes
knock
off
her
shift,
out.
when she comes up on shift, she comes up. Like, she checked in with me. She
This
knows.
is gonna be trouble.
So we take her out,
Okay.
and then we let the rest of the crew live, if we can.
Okay.
All right.
So only a lighter prison sentence or firing
Nobody
squad.
cares about one dead person. People die all the time.
That's
Take
true.
a whole crew out. They start
No one
looking
will
at you.
know
funny.
That's
if
a different
we leave
story.
them. No one will
That's
know
true.
if we leave them. They're not going to send messages anyway. They don't have the equipment to send.
Oh,
any
and how do you punish
long
the
range.
sun?
Exactly. Exactly. They're not going to know. No one's going to know. We're going to go to some random place and, shift out the number plates on the ship, send it
Ooh.
off, and then.
Thanks for the subscription, RPG Alliance. We love you.
Oh, we love RPG Alliance.
We love RPG
Hi,
Alliance.
friends.
Yeah. So we've got two plans. We could cut the losses right now with 620 tons. Or you could, sort of sub to that, you could push your luck and let them load a little bit more before you cut your losses and run. Or you can take out the captain and tell everybody what the new order is.
They still outnumber us.
It's not going to be easy. And, the captain's one thing, but everybody else is they're going to resist. They're not going to like this plan. They have their allegiance to their
All right.
corporation.
I'm gonna push you
they're
into
witnesses.
it as Ami right now says, that's the captain. She's coming back now. Yeah, no, they got the truck out, and she coming in. You want me to try hold her off?
Yeah, hold her up. What do you think?
All right.
Let's go.
I say if she's coming on board by herself, we can take her out.
So she comes on board, we lock it down, we take her out and fly away.
Well, we could take her out and then tell the rest of the crew that they either play along or they get left
You want
behind.
the
I
Okay.
think the slow
Yep.
zone did something to you. When did we start to care about innocent?
And
Well, if there's one belter here, is there another?
Ami says, yeah, Sam is
Do you
Belta.
want to kill your own people? You want to be like Marco Anaris?
All right. We take out the captain. We invite the crew to a new plan, or risk, dropping into the sun, and damn it.
I like it. It's great. Go a little bit more risk. Be a little bit cavalier, but not sacrificing these people who are just working. Okay.
Okay.
So Ami says, no, she coming. She coming down into the ship now. If you go down, you can make it to the cargo hold before she come in.
And I'll leave
Okay.
the engineering room
All right.
and start spinning my way back up that way.
So
Okay.
we're gonna gang up on her in the cargo. Is that the plan now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So
What could go wrong?
the three of you can take up positions in the cargo hold. I'll get you all to make stealth tests, dexterity stealth tests, and that'll see if the captain is sort of tipped off to what's coming. As you're sort of positioning yourselves, you can see that the mechs are walking back sort of like slowly behind her. She's sort of pulled ahead of them. And the 4 mining carts are now working again with the one that fell in a different area. Okay, so let me just pull up her stats. And you can all go ahead and roll your dexterity stealth.
That's why I saved my fortune.
No.
You got the fortune, you can roll it.
I
Or
am
you
going
can
to
modify.
spend 6 points to pull one of my dice up.
Woo!
That's terrible to roll.
All right, so that puts the turn to 12. We're still pretty good. You got 8 points before I turn again.
Yeah.
This was we were against dexterity. Did you say?
Yeah, dexterity stealth.
You say? Okay. 2, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. So I rolled a 1 and a 6 with a 2 on the stunt dice, and that's 12. 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah.
All right, so we got a 12. Jesse, what was your total in the end?
And I got a 2 and a 2 and a drama die, and then I moved a 1 to a 6, plus my dexterity of 1, and that gives me 11.
Oh, not great numbers. Alden, what you got?
Oh, you should have seen what I had.
So I got a 4, 5, and a 6, and a 4 on the drama die, and a 3 dexterity. So that should be 18.
Nice. Okay, so we do have a top number. Let's
I
see.
wonder if I. Oh.
Yeah? No, go ahead.
I was just thinking I've got fortune points, but I think I don't want to spend them right now.
Okay. So we are going to... Yeah. Perception. And... This. Oh.
I was like perception and a kitty.
And a kitty. Hey, Bagheera.
He's a little diesel engine.
That
Love
is
it.
awesome. I love that. All the dopamine I have right now. It's just
And he looks at me disapprovingly.
All right. The captain walks up, and she looks like, in her body language, rifle slung down below at her side, she looks tired, and she looks like she is not really paying as much attention to this moment as she should be.
Sure.
You have the drop on her. What do you do?
Oh yeah, so I do have the bolo. I have pistol. We all have pistols, I'm presuming, or
Yep.
yeah.
Let's see what happens with pistols.
Okay.
Oh, you
Okay.
have the bowler. Yeah, what? So
I had the-
bowler. Like
yeah, yeah,
The
the bowler,
grappling
yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
Little
it,
side
try
hustle of
that.
mine.
I think it's
not a bad idea. That's a good idea, actually,
yeah.
because it can entangle her.
What are you
in
thinking,
some way.
GM?
Well, I'm just thinking, because she's so unaware, I might reduce her defense. But if you're gonna bolo her, it sounds good. I wouldn't call her dead to rights. Like, she's still gonna get to spend her fortune, because you're like a zone away, sort of thing. But
Yeah. So given this is kind of just a weird specialty thing, how do you want me to play that out as far as like the pistol? I've got some
Yeah.
bonuses. Yeah.
I'd say it's still an accuracy. Throwing proficiency with thrown weapons, if you got it.
I do not got it,
All right.
but that'll
Got
work for me.
fortune.
So what
I
we're gonna
got
do
fortune.
is, maybe we call this a stunt attack, because you're intentionally trying to grapple her.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
It's a great rule. I love that rule.
Okay. So 5 and a 2 and a 3 on the stunt die. 10, 11, 12 accuracy. You said accuracy, right?
Accuracy, yeah.
I probably don't get my +1 bonus for pistol style.
No. Pistol style will not
I
help.
didn't think so.
Your total's a 12?
Yeah.
Okay. So because she is distracted, this hits. Otherwise, it wouldn't have. It was that
Phew.
close. And so you get your 1 stunt point to do the grapple, which I'll just read out. You and your target make opposed fighting grappling rolls. If you win, you have 1. They can't move from where they are on their next turn. And she has a -2 defense penalty until the start of your next turn. So you've entangled her. Do you want to describe how you whip the grapple out in microgravity and what it looks like?
Been waiting for this moment for my entire life. I'm so excited, especially because these guys would always give me garbage for even practicing and being done with a bola. What? Yeah. And so I'm excited. I do like a little a duck, and then I swing it around, and it just kind of flies through and hits her at the kneecaps.
Wraps around her knees, and she falls forward. Her feet are still a little bit magnetized, and so she floats in this awkward plank position. She's you see her look up and stare at you. We can have the other 2 characters act before we roll an initiative to see what happens, because she's definitely going for her gun.
Oh yeah, I'm shooting.
Yeah.
All right. Her defense has been reduced by 2.
Defense, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, and let me, of course,
Oh,
update the Sirenscape.
Here's a good roll. 6, 3, and a 5 on the drama die.
There we go.
For the attack bonus of 1 for a 15.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Nice.
I'm gonna let that stand, even though I would love a stunt point. But...
Okay.
Where do 8 points of damage.
Okay, where did... Oh, there we go. The adventure is hidden in my lovely GM screen. Here we go. Okay. So you said 8 damage?
That's 8 damage.
Okay. So the pistol sort of whips out and fires at her, hits the ground sort of nearby her, and she dodges away. You look like you might have grazed her a bit. You didn't puncture the suit because you didn't hit the full 6, but you knock off 5 of her fortune.
Could be fun.
All right.
As far as
yeah?
the minor action goes,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll aim for the next round.
Sounds good. And Auden, what would you like to do? And then we'll roll an initiative.
I would like to. What I would prefer is to take her out in 1 shot.
Okay. Let's see.
So let's see what I can do. I'm full of fortune, so
So minor action, you leap out towards her, fist leading sort of thing.
Ooh, I was actually trying to shoot, but that's a much better idea.
I thought you were good at punching. I thought you were gonna punch her.
That's what I am. This is what I am. So this is what I should do. You're right. Yeah. Otherwise, I have +1. Yeah. No. I am basically minor action. I lunge at her. And fisticuffs to the face.
I love it. She's got reduced defense right now because of the bolo.
Yeah. So.
Bola.
What?
A 4, a 6, and a 6.
Hey!
Oh,
6 on the drama. All right.
very nice.
Churn goes up to a 13. What are you gonna do to spend all those 6 stunt points?
Well, you have this thing called it's where is it?
We got lethal
She
blow
had-
for an extra 2d6.
Oh yeah, she hasn't. I was looking at injure, and isn't there one for wound? But she hasn't lost half her fortune.
Yes, she is not yet.
So I think yes, vicious blow, or no, the next one up. Isn't there one for
Yeah.
2d6? Yeah,
So lethal blow. I
Five.
mean, you could vicious blow and lightning attack.
This is what I was thinking. I don't stunt on the lightning attack.
No. But
So I think,
yeah.
and armor. So I'm thinking lethal blow.
All right, let's put
So
all
that's
the dice into this
3d6.
one.
Yeah,
Uh,
3d6
Is
damage.
punching only 1d6
I have knuckle dusters.
with your knuckle dusters? All right, sounds good.
Yeah, they're light weapons. You know,
Yeah,
any light melee one. So 3d6 plus 3.
perfect.
Okay, so 2, a 5, and a 6. So
13
that
is solid.
would plus 3.
16. All right.
Nice.
So that is past her toughness. Like, I'm picturing, like, you know, that moment where you're leaping out of the ship and the knuckle dusters are slamming right into the helmet, and like the shattering of the helmet sort of thing, of the glass. But that's a solid hit for 13 off of her fortune. She's looking dazed and like air is leaking out and she's panicking. Now we'll roll an initiative. Everybody, dexterity initiatives, please.
For me.
11 for me.
14 for me.
Okay, and then so what was the drama die between Troy and Jesse?
2.
4.
All right, so it is the beginning of your turn, which means she kicks off the bola, and her defense is no longer reduced. But Mick Chandler can go ahead and take another turn. She's looking hurt and dazed.
Gotcha. How much of my, because of my belter buddy has got me feel guilty about wanting to leave these people on that asteroid to burn up in the sun. I'm feeling like I don't want to kill her.
She's not a belter.
What's she? I know she's not a belter, but still, I'm still feeling like. Plus, I think my heart is warmed by seeing my new friends. I'm feeling kinder. I'm gonna. Can I just punch her in the face? I'm not very strong, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 1 strength. All right, I'm gonna fire my pistol at her, but I just want to graze her. I don't want to necessarily run it through her,
Yeah.
her temple.
Yeah, I'm always here for a narrative attack, and like you're saying, I'm firing at her, but I'm not intending to kill her.
Right, gotcha. Okay, so I'm rolling on accuracy.
Yeah.
Pistols. Short barreled, and what's my bonus on that? I'm not seeing Is it?
Let me pull that up. Accuracy is 2, and then you have the pistol's focus, so you got a +4.
Okay, total.
Yeah.
Okay, plus
Yeah.
4 total. So I rolled a 2 and a 3 with a 6 on the drama die. 4, 5, 6.
So that's a
Is that
15.
15?
That's a 15, and that's a hit.
Nice.
So you can go ahead and roll your damage, which is 2d6 plus perception, 2d6 plus 2, I believe. Yep.
All right, I rolled a 4 and a 5. And then perception is... Okay, 2, right. So, yeah, so is that 11 or 12? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
11.
and 11.
Okay, so then after armor toughness, 8. And that. So, fortune lost. Takes an injury, not enough. Takes a wound. So the bullet like hits her low in the hip, and you can see like the vac suit is punctured there as well as the helmet. She's losing air faster. A little bit of blood begins to like come out and sort of like vaporize a little bit, and she drops down to 1 knee. Any additional hit is going to completely like knock her out, basically. Would you like to take a minor action, or say or do anything?
Yeah. I mean, could I do some sort of like a spinning kick or something, and just kind of kick her back and knock her on her back? I don't really have anything that would suggest I have that ability. Fighting is 2, I guess. I don't know.
No, I'd say that because you're up in the cargo bay right now.
Yeah.
You could move up closer, but if you want to be, because she got the wound, I'd say we pass on to Jesse then.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right, so she's wounded and hurting and bleeding, and there's blood going into the air, but she's not out.
She's not out.
And I aimed, and can I... Well, let's just take the shot then.
Are you trying to... Like, if you shoot her, she will die. Particularly if you aimed. Like, you can try, but now it's like 80% she dies, 20% you can do a non-lethal unconscious, because she's so hurt at this point.
What's... Okay, I'm going to drop the aim, and I'm going to glance at those mechs. How close are they?
They're stunned. These people are not combatants. Like, this has happened over 15 seconds, and they're like, what is happening?
Then I will walk over, SMG in hand, and just kind of kick her over onto the ground in like a dominance thing, not necessarily intention to do any damage.
Okay.
And then, is it possible to kind of put out a wide broadcast radio signal that's not just our own internal channel?
Yep, open channel's totally fine.
Yeah, and then just be like, I just, all of you need to surrender now, or your captain's dead. And that's where I'll leave that action.
I like it. I'm gonna call for a roll. Let's do a communication.
I
looking
did not
for
expect that roll to go well.
Isn't this
a persuasion,
intimidation?
right? I'm looking for an intimidation, but
intimidation's under strength.
no. So you could use communication, intimidation, or persuasion. Heavy bonuses right now. Like, these people, it's not going to be super hard. I just want to leave it to the dice and see.
Sure. Well, I rolled a 6 and a 6 and a 2 on the normal die. I have a 0 for communication, so that's a 14 with a potential 2 stun points.
Oh, yeah. Like, the captain is just, like, she's gasping, like, she's trying to, like, drag herself towards the ship, and the 2 mechs, like, they just stop, and you hear just, like, a click on the comms that's just, like, a universal aye, not even, like, they don't want to talk to you. They're just like, yep, okay, cool, got it.
Cool.
So, do you work... Yeah, do you work to save this captain?
Yes.
Do any of us have any medical skills, out of curiosity?
I will do so. I will carry her inside if you order me to do it.
Any of us would order any of us.
Well, order if you tell me. And also, there's probably not much we can do before there is gravity for her wounds. So.
Yeah.
Let's get these.
I mean, I don't. My character doesn't know that, but
Let's get the crew on board. Let's get her somewhere. Yeah, we just got to get out of here. We've saved lives.
Now? Are we losing profit now because we injured this?
Do you tell them to continue working?
How much time do we have left?
How much churn do we have left?
Churn's at 13. You're doing great. Actually, scene ends, so Churn's at 14. But you did this sort of at the beginning of a new shift of the 12-hour thing. The 2 people who are coming back onto shift, they're locked in their cabins. So you've got 12 hours. until you gotta go.
There's one thing that's definitive, and that is we've got some riches, we've got some cargo, and we've also got a son that is coming soon. Like we should leave early. I think we should. We're good with what we got. We're set.
Let's push it out. The drive looks good.
Well, since we are not sacrificing these people, they can work. He's a young, cynical, and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He would probably, Olai would probably join up with Inaros at some point if
That's two for
yet, or
that's
he
two
would
for
have
stay.
joined if he could, if it's in the past,
Wow.
That's 2 for stay, and 1 for not. Right. You two want to stay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll acquiesce just because. What am I gonna do?
All right.
yeah.
So how many hours do you get them to work? Do you work the full 12 hours right up to the end, get as much as you can and go?
Let's
Well,
give
first, I'm
him a
going to
little.
establish a union, and we're
We
going to
can
talk
shut it
about.
down at 8.
Of course.
we are the union.
We'll take a vote.
We can shut it down at 8.
Shave it down to 8? Okay.
Okay.
8 hours, have a nice little... everybody's a little shaken up. Maybe they don't need to work as hard in this last section.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm gonna keep an eye on them as well, because the longer these, I'm sure that they're growing in gruntledness.
Yep.
They're gonna be
Indeed.
very disgruntled. Yeah.
They'll be quite disgruntled.
Quite gruntled. Yeah.
Their gruntle is fading. So they do have a medic. They call her Bridge, and she's going to see to the captain. The Martian, big, like, she looks like she probably did some powerlifting or something. She comes out of her cabin not looking too pleased, but she's understood the situation, and she goes to do mining. You go for 8 hours while the captain is in the med bay. You have control of the engineering. You've locked down ops, and you have Ami in there on your side. So let's see how productive they are. Really productive. I rolled 3 6s.
That's so good.
They must
Love
not
it.
like this captain very much.
Yeah,
Or they like the 8-hour workday.
Good.
they're really motivated to do well for the Belters who have taken over their ship.
Right. Out of nowhere. Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so we are going to...
They have insurance.
I reduced it, so we're going to do... Yeah.
That's a lot of counting.
Right.
Where's my... There we go. So I was doing that. So we did 300, 600. But we're going to drop it down just a little bit because because you're shaving off some time. And you're actually going to hit capacity. You're going to be at about 1,000 tons.
Okay. Nice.
They hit a rich vein.
Yeah. Exactly. They find a rich vein and they converge all 4 trucks, one of them still busted up on the front, and they begin to just load.
Crazy.
And you fill up the ship. You didn't even have to kill anyone.
Not even a single person. Wow.
And you're able...
Where are we going to drop these? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's all details, but as as Pinball crosses Mercury's orbit and you hit that point of no return, everybody is loaded up on the ship. You got 4 hours to kill. So you've loaded everybody up on the ship. You've hit your capacity. You're 4 hours away from Mercury's orbit. When you pop the cables on the side of the Dream of St. Clair, fire up the Epstein and take off. Incredibly successful mission.
Wow. Yeah, we did it. I was not expecting it to go that easy.
There was a few hiccups I was surprised by, yeah.
You're surprised we made it through?
a couple of moments that came about differently than I expected to. Yeah.
Good. That should always be the
Awesome,
goal.
yeah.
All right. So before we kind of like wrap up and do all the awesomes, and this was really cool and everything, let's have a little epilogue for each character. And so Troy, where does Mick Chandler go with his riches?
What was the name of my friend?
Ami.
Ami. So I think Ami's mad because I, kind of left her hanging, and I think I've got a little bit of a thing for Ami, and I'm gonna say, let's go be rich.
Yeah. There are so many worlds out there. Gravity's not too hard on some of them. Take your money and hit a new colony.
That's what we want to do. Yeah.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Cool.
And I'm inviting her to come with. Yeah. So we're be my travel partner.
Yeah. I think she'll take you up on that. I think that you've made up on the on the previous bad feelings with this incredible opportunity.
Yeah.
Jesse or Odin, either of you have an idea?
I think Henry would probably, if there's enough in the bin to get himself his own ship. I think that's something he would engage in. I think he's kind of one of those guys. I think working with others is something he's been doing for a while out of necessity, and he would like to kind of be on his own for a while. So I think most of his money would be going to buying his own ship.
Interesting. Very cool. All right. Odin?
Yeah, Ulai is young. Ulai is young. He's not very smart nor wise, so he will probably waste a lot of that money. And ultimately, he probably ends up back working for some low-level OPA thug kind of guy that he thought was a good idea, and he invests money in, and then he's double-crossed, and then he ends up back having to punch his way for a living.
Yeah. With another couple life lessons under his belt.
Right.
Yes.
I love
He's
it.
young.
All right.
Not a happy ending, but this is the start of his life, and I guess
Shocked
it's
at
probably
how
20.
happy this ending is.
Yeah.
Well, that was an incredible amount of fun, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah, what a
you.
great adventure, though. Really phenomenal. Just so fun, Jesse.
I
It's just
appreciate
amazing.
it. It's really cool to see how like the different paths that could have been taken, just how it works out when you're not the one who writes it, and then you write it, but then you're not the one who runs it. It's interesting to see just how the road can curve.
Mm-hmm.
It took some great restraint for you not to be like, and then I do this, because you have the lay of the land. But did you end up feeling still like you were able to have a good impact without necessarily feeling like you were?
Yeah, no, that's the thing. So whenever I kind of end up doing, like, you play it, sometimes you play adventures, like you've read Curse of Strahd or
Yeah.
something like that, and you play it, or you played it before and you're playing it again. You kind of have to kind of edit yourself, in that way.
Yeah.
A lot of the times I do it by playing somebody who either should have a reason to know what's going on, or somebody who's just so out there that nothing I know matters.
Right.
Either somebody who's just a little loose up here, or somebody who's just doesn't care.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
so this one here, he's I kind of did. It was a little harder because he was more in the middle, and just because there's only 3 of us, it was a little harder to kind of juggle that and kind of stay back and let it kind of just happen. It's a little easier when there's a few more voices to be in there, and otherwise you're just sitting here quiet.
Right. Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
engaging enough? But no, I really appreciate you guys, and that was cool to see you guys navigate this and see what's going to happen next. It's really cool. And Merrick, that was great. I appreciate you, man.
Merrick, phenomenal job as per the
Cool,
usual,
interesting
but
choices you made, and some of the choices you made were really different than what I had thought of originally, and I added to it. I thought that was great.
Oh, thank you.
You
It
know,
was
I,
a, it was a
I was
pleasure.
gonna. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, you wrote a very cool story, condensed really well, easy to reference. I let my mind go. It was fun. It was cool.
I am sad that none of us got hit by a cable.
Yeah,
I
there's
was waiting for. That's the immediately when I thought about those tethers, I was like, I
yeah.
see it knocking someone's head off. But well, one of the things that's exciting about this as well is that as a person who's been doing online community for 20 years, over 20 years. I'm not sure how that could be because I'm 23.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, right. I mean, yeah. But Auden, I wonder from your vantage point when you see this come together as a result of this thing that you put together. I mean, it must feel kind of nice to kind of see the fruits of the community labor that you were here to kind of help facilitate.
Yeah, it's I was as Jesse were talking and Merrick, I'm thinking like there's something about the one page sort of format that really makes this makes it possible to play your own adventure, because it's sure that it's a story, but that story is quite open, and particularly the way Jesse wrote it. I don't know if you read my blog post about it, but the way, if I recall,
I think I saw that.
the way you describe difficulties, you don't give the target numbers. You use, if I recall, you just describe whether or not those difficulties. And because I remember Ian Lemke talking about this the first time around, is about how to not give hard and fast numbers, but rather give the game master and that's Ian inspired that blog post. So it's something about just giving that sort of description, the descriptive difficulties, the description of the challenge, and that enables the game master to run with it and adapt on the fly in a very good way. So I think, and of course, just being part of this and being able to, I'm sitting here. It's like soon midnight, but being part of this and to play with you guys and play this adventure. Yeah, sure, I've read it, but you guys obviously remember more of it than I do. So that's I think it's really cool that it results in this. I'm really appreciative of Merrick to sort of I don't know how to put that in English, but yeah, to basically sort of accept the invitation for Green Ronin to support and all the support that you provides, and of course to Jesse to be part of the community and to and both to play with you was fun.
Did you see how I very deftly dodged the compliment and then ended up showering everybody with compliments? That's a true community manager, community person. So yeah,
I administer this.
I
administer this. That makes it sound very sterile.
Point out about the trying to be open about it, and it doesn't just, in my mind, it wasn't just helping like the DM, right, the GM. It's also just because to be able to have it accessible for multiple levels.
Yeah.
Like, so you could have the idea was to have people, whether they're we played it with first level, it could have been just as easily been 5th level, or my regular party's 12th level characters could have done this also.
Yep.
And that was kind of my intention, and I'm really glad that translated.
Yeah, I gotta say that effort also blends well with, you don't know where people are at just in their life. Like maybe someone hasn't been able to take a breath until they sit down at the table, and it was very easy to pick up. It was very easy to, and that was my challenge. I think we're on live stream number 7, I think, but it was really, really accessible, and it was it didn't require a lot of sort of character work, and left space for me to have some fun, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very, very well constructed. And of course, Merrick, there were times where I forgot I was on live stream. When I was listening to you tell the story, I was like, oh yes, okay, I'm in here. I'm in it. Yeah, it was really nice.
Good. Having fun. Comment from the chat, RPG Alliance chiming in and saying, Green Ronin is the best, and the one-page adventure contest is something I look forward to every summer. So thank you, Eldon, for running it. I'm Vicster on Facebook, by the way, and have entered the last 2 years and really enjoyed it. And
nice.
Yeah, Vicky from RPG Alliance, wonderful person. I first met her at the Calgary Comic Expo, where she ran a game for me and my friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
She's
game
had
did she
some
run?
great contributions.
She ran the Age of Conan, or the Conan RPG, the
Gotcha.
2D20 Conan.
Oh,
No,
that's an amazing
sorry,
game.
I'm saying Conan. It's John Carter Mars. I'm like, ugh.
Oh yeah, well, gotcha. Yeah,
It's
and also
there.
Vic,
It's there.
Even better.
Yeah.
Vic is also just another example of a great community leader. Somebody
Yes,
who's out there doing
absolutely.
great stuff on behalf of creating safe spaces for people to enjoy play. Major kudos. Our whole community is pretty awesome.
Yeah, people are cool, friendly people. And talking about cool, friendly, awesome people, can we all just say a quick early happy birthday to Troy?
Oh, yes.
Happy birthday, Troy!
Thank you.
Happy birthday. 24 now.
Yeah, 24.
Yes, 24.
Wow.
Yeah. You saw my birth certificate.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
thank you
that'll
for
be
joining
fun
us on
day.
your birthday weekend.
Yeah, my
indeed.
pleasure. Honestly, this is a fun way to spend it for sure. I'm gonna go get drunk.
I'm
Yeah.
way ahead of you.
Thank you for that.
Ah.
Right, you are a little bit. I should have brought wine.
So let's just go around again and say one last time where people can find you or your stuff and what they should look into, after this, if they like The Expanse, if they want to get involved in the community, if they want to write adventures. Auden, why don't you kick us off again?
Well, you can find the Expanse RPG fan community on Twitter and Instagram and on Facebook. There are 2 groups on Facebook. There's a group for everyone, and there's a group for GMs. So if you're not a GM, if you aspire to be one, sure, join. But if you're a player and your GM is in that group, maybe stay out. Give him some peace of mind.
Don't want
Or
the spoilers.
Yes, not spoilers. And of course, there is expanserpgcommunity.com, which is the sort of blog website I run, where there are lots of fan-made materials, online communities like the Discord and Reddit, and also I link to Hellbreakers and other live play streams that have done in the past or still are doing Expanse live plays. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
Jesse?
And thanks again, Auden, just for doing all of that. It's pretty rad.
Pleasure.
And I know how much time and energy that takes. So, thank you. As far as me, I'm Jesse. You can find me on the Instagram and the Discord. Fairly probably the easiest. Give me an axe. That's axe spelt with an E, the proper way. There's just some spaces. You can play with the spaces, or you can play with the underscores if you want. Underscores are on there in Instagram. They're not there on Discord. But if you are curious about playing this adventure yourself, I'm sure you can find it on the GM the Facebook group we were just talking about. My brain just fried on the name of it because that's what happened. The GM group for the Expanse RPG on Facebook, which Auden just talked about. I think it's in the file section there, and then if also you could just shoot me a message and I'll shoot you an updated copy of it. And I love writing adventures, so if you want to write something, you have an idea but you don't know how to write it, I'll write it for you.
And just
Careful what you
call
wish for,
out.
friend.
I would like to do a call out about the community. So Richard Kirk, I think I get the surname correctly. He's my co-moderator, situated in the UK, and then of course Darren West is situated in the US. They help out a lot in this, and of course
Awesome.
there is Templar Dylan, who also helps out from Green Ronin.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, he loves
shout
that
out to
this
them.
part of the community. He's a big fan and hangs out a bit and is there to help through stormy weather.
And that's very much appreciated. So yeah.
And there's more to this adventure too. Stuff that we didn't actually do. There's some options in play in there, so you didn't hear all of it. They didn't get all of it. It's
Okay.
I kind of wrote it to set up different ways of different play styles or different options, and
Smart.
so I hope that anybody who gets a chance to play it, enjoys it. I hope you enjoyed this. I did. Thank you all.
Good.
I did too. And one more final thing before we move on to this. I'm sorry. So this adventure, plus the other 13 submissions, are in the process of being put into a collected PDF that you can find on my website, the expanserpgcommunity.com.
Nice.
where you can also find the previous year's jams collected in single PDFs.
Awesome. We love content.
Yeah.
Troy.
All right. Hi. Hey. Again, thanks to everybody. This was a ton of fun. Thanks for leaving me some space to be a little like, what am I doing? But in addition, hey, I want to remind everybody that we've got a big sale going on at the Green Ronin online store, so greenroninstore.com, and it's I'm going to be so we're extending the sale up 50% off and more on some stuff. But also, I want to say, hey, if you're watching this and you're thinking, I want to do a live stream, or I want to. There's a great community here where you can recruit some people to GM, or you can GM and and sit down and learn all the stuff that you need. But we also try to be really supportive and provide prizing and provide all kinds of goodies, early looks at stuff that comes out before anybody else gets to see it. And if you're somebody who's been kind of sitting on the fence waiting to do something, there's plenty of room in the Expanse for you to run a stream and have some fun, even if it's just a one shot. It doesn't have to be an epic, but we like those too. So and we continue to provide long-term support and help as we can, and as we look to the future, we want to do even more of that. So looking at our ambassador program, where we kind of give folks a kickback for purchases that they inspire, and we're looking at some other kind of swag that will sweeten the pot a bit. So keep your eyes open, but yeah, get to planning, and we'll be happy to support you.
Yeah, that's how Hellbreakers started. We did a review of one book, and Troy showed up and was like, "Wow, you guys are great. You should do more of this."
Hello. Yeah, that's exactly right. I was like,
oh, thank you. We would love to do more of this.
Because you were really good at it, but it was very. Oh, I'm sorry. One more thing.
Yeah.
If you've got if you've got some questions, maybe you're sort of in that ideation phase of the creative process, send a note to letsplay@greenronin.com, and I'm happy to put on the pressure.
Nice. And I don't know if this goes with the sale as well, but if you use our code Hellbreakers, you get 5% off.
It will work.
There you go. It works with it. Hellbreakers, one word.
Not supposed to, but it will now.
Troy's red, like, oh, let me quickly set this up for you.
Right.
Mashing the
Exactly.
keyboard. If it doesn't work, then you just have to wait until after this.
Just wait, give me a chance to get.
In January, when everybody's like finances recover, and the sale's gone, but you still want a little bit off, you could do that.
Or buy a bunch of presents now.
Yeah. Everybody, this has been an incredible delight. I'm so happy that we got to run this game together today. Odin, thank you so much for inviting me to come on and run this. I got to play in the last one, and that was super fun, and I'm really, really happy to do this now. Jesse, great adventure, super fun,
Yeah.
really cool. And like has been said, like really, really well written, to the point where I felt like it was very flexible and I could put my own stamp on it, but still like play the thing that you made.
And I'm glad you did get to put your own stamp on it.
Thank you. And Troy, as always, you rock. So
Thank you, friend. Thank you, friends. I appreciate it. The joy, true joy to be able to have this kind of fun, and it's my job. Oh no. Yeah, I love it.
So yeah, to everybody watching, thank you so much for coming and chatting. And if you're watching on YouTube later, thanks for watching this super cool adventure. You rock. I guess I should also plug Hellbreakers again. We'll be live Monday, January 8th at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. 8 p.m. Mountain Time? Man, I don't even know where my life is right now. 8 p.m. Mountain Time. And we play second Mondays. We're kicking off our third season in January. And we left season 2 with a big cliffhanger where one of the crew got sucked into a builder artifact, and we don't know if she's alive or dead. And there are strange creatures raining down from the moons all over the planets in our system. Where are we going from there? Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah.
So you better subscribe and to find out, right?
Yeah. So you can find us everywhere online at Skyhammer Press, except for the app formerly known as Twitter. For some reason, we're Skyhammer K there, but don't worry about it.
Sure.
Yeah, and so that's it for now. Thank you so much, and everybody have a great night and happy holidays.
Thanks again,
Bye.
everyone.
Doodles.
Later.
Later.